The American government thinks it has the right to police the world. Your government is going to kill 2 Canadian citizens, an action condemned by the UN, home of the free indeed.
You guys, this is all Kyle's mom's fault. Shut up, Cartman. Kyle's mom is the one that started that damn club, and all because she's a big, fat, stupid bitch. Don't say it, Cartman. Well... Don't do it, Cartman. Well... I'm warning you. Okay. I'm getting pretty sick of him calling my mom. Well, Kyle's mom's a bitch. She's a big, fat bitch. She's the biggest bitch in the whole wide world. She's a stupid bitch, and everyone's a bitch. She's a bitch to all the boys and girls. Shut your fucking mouth, Cartman. On Monday she's a bitch, on Tuesday she's a bitch, and Wednesday to Saturday she's a bitch. Then on Sunday just to be different, she's a super king, Kamehameha, bitch. Come on, you all know the words. Have you ever met my friend Kyle's mom? She's the biggest bitch in the whole wide world. She's a mean old bitch, and she has stupid hair. She's a bitch. She's a stupid bitch. Kyle's mom's a bitch, and she's just a dirty bitch. Talk to kids around the world, it might go a little bit something like this. Bitchin', bitch, bitchin', 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 bitch.
Alright, this is the Three Ninjas Podcast. It's anime analysis by African Americans, comic book commentary by coloreds. Movie reviews from me and you, your mama, and your cousin too. As usual, I go by the name of Domino, aka Full Metal Smacker Bitch, aka Womb Raider.
Okay, children, now I want to review the different sexual positions. Who can tell me which sexual positions we talked about?
Missionary position? Doggy?
That's right, doggy style we went over.
Hot Carl?
Yes, you can give your partner the old hot Carl, sure.
AKA the Bulbasaur Ambassador, AKA Eradicate Use Ice Hammer, AKA Clark Kente Claw, Dreddy Kruger, Optimus Rhyme, Ghost in the Half Shell, Oscar the Gooch, Space Ghost Face Killer, Inspector Deku, G.I. Jimbo.
G.I. Jimbo, he's gonna destroy everybody for you and you and you and you.
Akuma Matata, Mansa Mufasa, Tony's little friend, Frank Castlevania, Master Chief Keef, Ninja Scroll and Chill, and R2D2 Chains. And as always, I am joined by
Hess Jones, aka the Full Metal Alcoholic.
I gotta have a beer.
AKA A-Bay Blade, aka Ivan Uzi, aka Bernie Big Mac.
What the fuck was that?
Tenchi Negro, the African Samurai. Black Blastoise, happy puppy on beard.
Splash.
Mace Wind Durag.
You know what I got underneath this do-rag?
What you got on the do-rag?
Another do-rag.
The North End Naruto. G Gundam Unit. Ash Killer Can Catch Him. Daddy Cake Destroyer. Hess Baka. Black Lightning. Wilson Flask. Jason Mimosa.
And also in the motherfucking dojo.
I go by the name of Bobby, a.k.a. Darth Hater, a.k.a. the Man of Skill, a.k.a. the Juggernaut!
Yeah, it's the Juggernaut, bitch!
A.k.a. Professor Sex, Mag Negro, Bizarro Rondo, Super Saiyan Brohan, Piccolo Escobar, Bruce Main, Cloud Stripe, Melanin Manson, Samurai Black, Michael, get the straps on, Red Jacket, Campaign Poppy, Bobby McFly.
What's wrong, McFly? Chicken?
Nicholas Gage, Bastard Troy.
I am the terror that flaps in the night.
Stop that guy!
I am the clipper that trims your hedges. I am...
And Darkwing Duck.
Oh man, my ninjas. What's going on? How we feeling? How's the weekend? How are you?
Good. What's going on? How y'all doing?
I'm all right.
That's what's up.
Fuck these bitches.
I mean, that's what you're supposed to be doing, right?
Yeah, but fuck these bitches.
Oh, damn.
How are you doing, Hesh?
I'm good. What's up?
How was your weekend?
It's pretty good, actually.
That's good. It's good to hear. You're doing good? You're doing better?
Yes.
Not okay, cool. Hey, I am with it. Even if you're not, just say you are.
Okay.
Bobby.
I don't think that's healthy, but okay.
No, it is healthy. You know, if you keep a smile on your face long enough, you'll trick your mind into thinking you're happy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so keep
cool.
doing that.
All right.
Bobby.
Yep.
Bobalob.
Whatever.
Wild Bob. Wild style Bob.
Oh, you know what happened. How are you, man?
Mike.
How's your weekend going?
It's hot.
It's hot,
nigga.
It's hot in the streets.
You mean it's hot in your house or it's like hot outside?
Both.
All right.
Nothing happened yet, though.
Nothing
Yeah,
happened.
yet.
Yet, motherfucker, because you haven't told it yet.
I think I'm just gonna call her from Virginia.
Dog.
See what happened was.
Where are you? I'm 4 hours away. Where the fuck are you? Oh, 3 ninjas, let me suck your dick. Baby.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna be like, I'm going to get some milk. I'll be back.
You can't say stuff like that. Because that's speaking shit into existence. And
That you gonna call her from Virginia?
No, nigga.
I can't make her suck your dick. I'm just saying, like, you know, when we step on campus, I don't know what might happen. I never know shit. I'm just saying
Listen,
what
can't
happens.
nobody do nothing with your dick but you, dog. So
Boom. Talking about me like I got mind control over this nigga. I ain't Debo.
You gonna get your dick sucked.
But yeah, other than that, everything good?
No, nothing happened.
All right, cool. All right. So SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, wherever the fuck you get your podcast, we are there. 3ninjaspodcast@gmail.com for any comments, questions, or concerns. If you want your question answered in the Ask a Ninja segment, you can reach us there. That's 3ninjaspodcast@gmail.com or on Instagram and Twitter @3ninjaspodcast. What was the shit I said last week? Patreon, if you would like to financially back us, you can go to our website at patreon.com/3ninjaspodcast, and you can financially back us, give us monies. We got tiers as low as $2 a month. We got tiers like $2, $5, $20, $50. You know, whatever you want to give us for our contribution to you. You know, you download a podcast for free, and we don't see shit back. So if you could help us out there, that would be greatly appreciated. Check out our YouTube. Check out our new No Smoke Friday. Hash, whatever. Yeah, I don't got time for your shit. What else? If you listen on iTunes, you know, give us a rating and a review. Make sure you subscribe on both iTunes and Spotify.
Yes.
Give us a 5-star rating if you can, please. If you pretty much got this far into the shows, I'm pretty sure that you like it. So appreciate everyone that has left us comments and reviews and shit so far. But let's go ahead and get into this Ask a Ninja. So, Hesh.
Yes.
What we got, man?
This question comes from a person who I don't know his name.
Woo. Okay, go ahead. Read it.
Will, yeah. Yo, my ninjas, got another question. If you could have any fictional thing exist, but only you own it, what would it be? Me, personally, I'd want 3 dragon-type Pokemon. Rayquaza, Salamence, and Hydreigon. It's been a while. It's been a while since there's a lot of Pokemons I don't know. So I can be on some Daenerys type shit, except I wouldn't burn down the city of innocent people. I just want to put that out there so I don't seem crazy.
All right, that was from Lord Cryptic 314.
Oh, okay.
So if y'all could own one fictional thing and only you had that bitch, what would it be? What?
It'd be anything?
Anything fictional, from comic books, anime, fucking just regular cartoons.
Dopamine.
Time Stone, nigga.
Time Stone.
Lightsaber obviously be cool. The Dragon Balls would be cool. Make mad wishes.
Yeah, but if only you own it, and when you make a wish, them bitches just scatter. You going to find them shits? And are these other dynamic Dragon Balls or the Earth Dragon Balls?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because you get 3 wishes or 1 wish.
Well, if that's the case, I want dynamic Dragon Balls so I can get 3 wishes. I wish for Dragon Radar.
Okay.
And then figure out what the other 2 wishes are going to be, so I can just keep collecting infinite wishes.
Okay.
And if they on dynamic time.
Man, you can't wish for infinite wishes, man.
Well, I don't wish for infinite wishes.
My wish is to have more wishes.
No, I don't wish for infinite wishes. I just get more wishes because I think the dynamic year is shorter. Is like 3, or I think they said it was like 3. However, it's less than the Earth year. Don't have to wait as long. I could just keep collecting them, get the little fucking Dragon Radar. I'll be like, I got this, nigga. I get whatever I want. Infinite loop of happiness, nigga.
Word. What about you, Bob?
Time Stone.
Oh yeah, you did say Time Stone.
Just the Time Stone? You don't want the whole gauntlet?
Why? So you can go back to like maybe like 2 months ago and tell her? Some shit like that, you know, 3 months ago, a year ago, some shit.
Yeah, because I kind of...
Maybe not even do the podcast. So the shit wouldn't happen.
Because y'all know I got OCD shit, right?
Yes.
So when I do things and I see it, sometimes I'm like, I should have done that. So I just Let me go back right quick.
Nigga, I'll be nigga. What if I had a time stone? Yo, everything. This whole planet. You know, like the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
Everything would be different, nigga. What? Nigga, MLK, nigga, move!
Get off that balcony.
Malcolm X, get your hand out my pocket. He on your right.
Yes, niggas.
Fucking anything, yo. Anything you can think of.
My nigga MLK.
Yo, Tupac, I'd have been a police officer. Stop. Stay right here.
Yeah. Don't
Okay,
get in that
now
car
you
with
can go.
Suge. Don't get in that car with Suge.
Biggie, stop.
Yeah.
Nipsey, don't go. Stay. I need you. Yeah, I'm fucking up, and I'm fucking up mad shit. I'm making right shit wrong and like wrong shit right.
Well, that's the thing though. You can't fix your timeline though.
You can't fix my timeline.
No, you can't.
Oh fuck.
Oh well, you can't go that far back.
Well, you can go back, but it won't fix your timeline right now. Like if I went back and fixed some shit in the past,
so like you went back and
shit still
save
fucked up,
MLK, he'd still be dead in your timeline.
Yeah. Unless you stay in that shit.
Yeah, unless you stay in that
staying
time.
there.
Yeah,
You gotta kill your former self. You gotta kill your doppelganger.
Bye.
Bye.
Fucking out of
Ain't
here.
go off yourself.
Why not?
I got an off future. Bye.
Bye.
I'll put myself in another country or some shit. Like, go live over there, nigga.
Nah, fuck that. Easy, nigga.
Put that nigga in Botswana.
Botswana.
I don't even know where the fuck that's at, honestly.
I don't know where it is either, but Botswana.
Learn that shit from Animaniacs.
But
So like, what else? So lightsaber would be cool though.
A lightsaber?
Yeah, why not?
chop your fucking fingers off.
yeah.
Nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, first day, dead. Fuck around, try to turn that shit on, nigga. Which end is the point? Homie. Man dead
That's
by
dangerous.
lightsaber.
Oh,
Only
shit.
one with it.
What else? I don't know.
If I was the only one with something, my ideal thing would be like either the Batcave or like Dexter's Lab.
Oh shit, Dexter Lab
Either
would be
one.
lit.
Matter of fact, I'm taking the Batcave because that big ass computer. I'm in a cave. I got suits. I got a car. I got a butler. I
Yeah.
got mad shit that come with that cave. And
But you don't got the Batman skill though.
I don't need the Batman skill. I'm just gonna be in that nigga. What? I got a mega computer. You know what I'm doing with that mega computer?
Watching mad porn.
Mad porns. nigga, we got 4K, we got 8K, we got Batcave. Nigga,
We got
what?
that Batcave connection.
Nigga, you ever had Netflix and chill in the Batcave? Nigga, that's an automatic box. Nigga, I'm playing all my games on this fucking 1,000-inch TV.
Yeah, you right.
I'm erasing all my student loan debt because you know he can hack into shit.
Yeah.
All my student loan debt gone. I'm putting money in the bank that I know I don't have. I'm just fucking up mad shit from the comfort of my like basement.
I got a DeLorean.
Oh yeah.
Because with their time travel, you can actually alter the future and shit.
Yeah, but just don't fuck your mom.
Never was even an option.
Yo,
Probably
your
wasn't
mom
even going
was a
back.
hoe.
In the first one, Marty
I'm
Miles
talking
shot
about-
us.
I just want the car.
Yo,
I wasn't gonna repeat.
I'm like, yo, why you so hot?
Oh
Like,
my
what's
God,
going on?
he's
She
so
wanted some.
he's so daring.
Mad hot.
Yeah,
She's just like, yo.
Yeah.
Hot box.
I don't think you want to see your moms like that.
No.
I don't think nobody want to see their mom like that.
Hell
But
no.
I think everybody's mom was a hoe at one point.
Listen, I know a lot of women, and a lot of them have kids now. So I'm just saying.
I'm just saying because I remember.
Yes.
I remember asking my mom like certain shit about certain women that like when I was young, I remember asking her certain shit about certain women that I would see.
Yeah.
And then she's like, all right, so wait till you go through school and you grow up and see these same women. And she was fucking right. Where it was like, yo, you see teenage pregnancy, you see women not graduating or having like 3 baby daddies and 2 kids. It was like, hey, I don't know. I don't know who the father is of this one. It might be him or him. And then it's like, yo, this shit really crazy. So, you know, at one point, yeah, your mom could have been a hoe. I see hoes right now with kids and
That's my
they just go to like a different city and get pregnant by somebody else, or they go to a different state. Like, yo, your wholeness ain't deleted, bitch.
Well,
We know you.
I'd rather you do that than stay in the same community for 30 years.
You was sucking dick in the basement. I should tell your baby daddy who your wife and having kids with. Nasty bitch.
See, I feel like that was a direct personal attack. Like you had a person in mind when you said that shit.
Nah, not really. But it's just the fact that I've seen a lot of these women and I see them on Facebook. Like, it's weird watching who the cool kids was in high school and seeing them now.
Yeah, ain't
It's
shit.
fucking like they really hit their ceiling in high school.
Oh yeah, that's their peak.
And I'm out here prospering. I be looking at myself like, damn, yo, I'm kind of that nigga. I feel good about myself. I still kind of look the same and shit. I don't got braids no more. I got, you know, these long ass flowing locks. Oh, I had a crush on you in high school. Can't get the dick now, bitch. Away from me. I should have said something in high school. I'd have probably gave it to you. Now, fuck off me.
This nigga stupid.
That's for everybody, man.
Yeah, that basically goes for everybody. Yo, I'm saying, if you were yo, do you know there's a chick that we went to high school, that we went to grade school with, same age as us. That's a grandmother now.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
I swear everything I love.
Who the fuck is a grandmother?
I'm gonna bleep this out. You remember?
I think I know who that is.
Wilbur Cross with us.
Yeah.
And then I think she left at like 7th grade, something like that.
Yeah, I think I know who that is.
And she friend requested me a while back.
Yeah.
This bitch is a grandmother now. And she 32.
How old was she when she had her kid then? She
I
must
don't
have been...
fucking know. But
How old
I
is her
know
kid having a kid? Damn.
She got pregnant as a
son?
teenager, and then her child got pregnant or had a child as a teenager. Now she's a grandmother at 32.
Lit. Sometimes you got to do it to him,
I'm
dog.
trying to think of the math.
She had to be like 16.
She had to be 16.
Not
16,
even.
17, around there.
When did her kid get pregnant? 12?
No,
13,
16.
14.
If she's 32, if she got pregnant at 16,
Yeah,
and
the
her
kid
child
is
is
you're right,
16,
like 13, 14,
13,
15,
14, yeah,
around
somewhere around there. I
Super
don't.
young.
She could have been. She could have got pregnant when she was like 14, 15. I don't know.
Unless it was a boy.
Yeah,
And he got somebody who was a little older pregnant.
yeah, something like that. But
could have happened. But
all
still,
in all, bitch is
Still.
a grandmother now, and that is
Hey.
the wildest shit that I've seen.
sometimes you gotta be a young grandma, nigga.
And
No.
yo, that is the worst
Loving hip hop, coming for them niggas.
lineage of shit ever. But
I mean, look, sometimes I don't know. Life happens. Life happens at you fast, dog.
it does, which is sad as shit.
Happens too much.
Oh,
I don't know how we got here from fucking DeLoreans and
I
fucking
don't know, Dolores.
Time
and
travel? I don't know.
lightsabers and time travel, but life come at you fast, dog.
Life come at you quick, dog.
Some quantum serum. What,
Yeah.
pin particles or some shit?
Yeah, fucking yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
nigga.
my god.
Hey.
Fucked up your life. Go back.
Yeah. Oh man, yo.
I do it all over again.
Don't take the dick.
They know.
Trust me.
I swear to God, if I knew then what I know now,
Oh, hell yeah.
I wouldn't have did
Half.
at least 90% of the shit I did.
Yeah.
Well, I would have did 90%.
No,
I think I would have.
I don't know if I'd made better decisions. I just made different ones.
Yes.
I don't know if they'd be better, but they'd be fucking different.
Pull out.
Pull out.
Go home.
Yeah.
Stay in.
Yeah. Don't ride in this car. Take a left.
Yeah.
Man, there's so much shit. But anyway, thank you for that question, Lord Cryptic. You sent us on another tirade. Appreciate you, my nigga. So we ain't got shit to review, right?
Nah.
This is
Not
last
this
week's
week.
shit.
I think Spider-Man comes out next week.
Yeah, I was looking at this shit. I was like,
I'm seeing that shit Monday.
Yeah, I don't know when I'm seeing that shit. But
I didn't think that shit was coming out till like a Thursday or something. Why is it
Yeah.
coming out Tuesday?
Because of the holiday.
Yeah.
Because the 4th
So
of
why would
July,
it come
4th
out-
of July
Yeah,
is
yeah,
Thursday.
fourth.
They put it out earlier so they can have a longer weekend, get more money, dog. They trying to get money.
I get it.
Money.
I'm seeing that shit
money.
midnight Monday.
I hear that
I
shit.
think I'm gonna try to. I don't know. I gotta figure my life out. I'm gonna see it eventually.
Yeah. What the fuck am I doing Thursday? Probably nothing. I might go see that shit Thursday.
Thursday the 4th is supposed to rain. I don't know if my friends
I
brought
hope I
it.
hope I don't gotta work.
But nigga, you gonna be inside? What the fuck? What the fuck you made out of paper? You just gonna go outside in the rain? All right, man.
You ain't even say nothing.
Yo, what the fuck are we doing for this panel?
What the fuck we doing for?
Yeah.
I got it mapped out. I just
Am I
need
gonna
to.
have to freestyle this shit, play mad love songs, and just remix them to some geek shit?
I got some songs that we can play.
Or put on the geeks come
Oh, yeah.
out at night. The
BlurCon.
geeks come out at night.
Get your tickets. There are still
come
tickets
out at-
available. I think
is?
kids are free if you buy an adult ticket. I don't know if there's rooms available. I know there's tickets available.
It might be in that third
So
one.
I think the adult ticket is $55 for 3 days, I
Yeah.
believe. And Three Ninjas Podcast will have a panel. We are doing a speed dating panel.
This is gonna be fun.
Now this is crazy because we are in half a relationship between the three of us.
Facts.
Bobby shit is shaky.
Yeah. I'm single.
I'm
as shit.
single.
Single
Single.
as fuck.
So we gonna
Wait, we don't have to do it.
No, we don't.
Oh no, it's not us. It's
No,
other
we just
people,
watching them niggas do
No,
it.
we're moderating the panel.
Okay.
We're
I don't know how
we're
we, but how do we moderate that monitor? Right?
Oh, I'm gonna be like the nigga
we
on Big Mouth.
give them the instructions
And we just watch.
and we pass out. Okay,
And
so
just stand in the corner and
we're
just look
gonna
at
break
them.
it down. We gonna be playing music, like Bobby said. We're gonna pass out sheets of paper. You know, they're gonna write down. They're gonna write down if they like the person or not, and then speed dating. They like rotate every certain amount of minutes. So it's like the lady stays seated,
And the dudes
the men rotate to the left or the right. However we want to do it.
Yeah.
And then after our 40 minutes is up, our hour is up. That's it.
Somebody getting pregnant because of us.
Yo, wouldn't
Welcome.
it be dope if somebody got pregnant because of us? Not directly though.
Name the baby Hesh.
Damn.
If somebody name their fucking baby Hesh,
Why not?
I'm with it.
Yeah, do it. You're
Name
welcome.
Yeah. But we gonna get all the logistics and
Down,
everything
yeah.
figured out. We only got like a week
Yeah, I know.
to figure it out. But I've been working on it. I got it because your two motherfuckers don't do nothing. Y'all niggas don't help me.
Nigga, I don't know
That's
nothing
your
about
idea.
that too. If we didn't discuss,
Listen,
if we
that
didn't
was the
discuss,
only thing I thought of. I was like, how can we be involved in this goddamn panel?
and then you said
man.
speed dating, and then you filled the paper out, and it was like, hey, we're doing a speed panel. I was
Because
like, okay.
because if we couldn't do a live podcast there,
Yeah,
right?
not yet. We ain't ready for that.
Not
We doing
yet.
the AKs?
Exactly. So, and then if we were to do a live podcast, I would want to interview somebody. I don't know what high tier guest that we can get on last minute because they just gave us the fucking thing like a month ago. So it's like, who can I get that's not booked fucking 5 months in advance for some shit? It's like, all right, so
You can interview the girls.
what girls?
The girls walking around in the suits.
Cosplay. We need fucking a cameraman
Video
and mics,
equipment,
and we
travel mics.
we have limited amounts of money,
limited
so
resources.
it's like we gotta hire people to do that shit.
and we can't
I
afford
have it,
that
but I don't
yet.
know how it's gonna work.
Yeah,
I mean, nigga, if you got it, I'll do it. If you want to film, I could fucking interview. We'll figure it out, man. We gotta
Figure it
talk.
out.
We gotta talk
just
soon.
don't just don't die before we have to go. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you either, nigga.
Right.
I can't make promises.
Depressed son of a bitch.
Oh.
Need you.
I was doing good. I'm fine.
I know you're fine, but it's just
Smiling
like,
and shit.
okay, one week in a row. So we got this.
Yeah.
Can we keep this up?
Yes.
Yes. See? Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking I like positive Hesh.
Yeah.
I like Hesh Plus. So let's see. Topics. So NBC to release a streaming service. Now, the reason I know this is because there's been this big tiff about them taking The Office off of Netflix, and NBC is going to be putting this on their streaming app in 2021. So I think as of December 2020, The Office will be leaving Netflix, and it will be on the NBC streaming service in 2021, along with a bunch of other shows, whatever NBC got. NBC has a long list of shows they can put on there. So,
You know what's crazy though?
what?
They got paid money to play The Office.
Who?
NBC, because I think
How?
Netflix has the rights for a little bit longer. I think
Yeah,
they have to
they
pay
took it
to take it off sooner. I think that's what it is.
Mm.
Because they're taking it off sooner than I think it was probably scheduled to come
And it was
off.
like a wild number too.
Mm.
It was like, I think it feels like in the 50s.
Yep.
Yeah, 54 million or some wild shit like that. It was some crazy shit.
Okay.
But it makes sense because I mean it's a good move for NBC. But it's
500 million.
500. Okay, that's way more than I thought.
Yeah.
But it's an annoying thing because I understand why all these fucking channels are gonna try to do their own streaming services because it's a way to recoup revenue and people aren't watching TV live anymore. Yada yada yada. But it's annoying because I'm not trying to have 45 different fucking.
Yeah.
I'm not paying because CBS already has their own shit. Like I'm not paying for CBS. I'm not paying for NBC and Hulu and Netflix and Disney Plus and whatever the fuck else and Crunchyroll and Funimation. All this other this mad different shit all over the place.
So how long until cable is dead?
Oh,
don't
I'll
think-
give it like
If we put a timestamp on it, like
I give it like next 10 years.
next 10 years.
For it to be dead, dead.
Completely dead,
Yeah.
not returning.
I'll give it 10 years.
So with so we've been getting.
Can we ever really get 100% completely get rid of cable like that though? I feel like we need
it'll be a real like analog thing where it's like these old caveman niggas use it, and,
Yeah.
but like everybody
Like
else in
old
the
people.
future, yeah, like everybody will
Like
be on their
60s.
phones and tablets and this, that, and the third. But it's like old people that still order TV guides and shit. They'll be like, yo, I still want to watch cable,
still got TV.
and they'll I mean, once a cable service I feel gets under like 1 million subscribers, it's gonna be dead because everyone gets this shit because. I see it as this domino effect of like, okay, so NBC has one. You know, you got Netflix, Hulu, you got your Crunchyrolls, you got this, that, and the third, right? So how long until, you know, Fox gets a streaming service? How long until, you know, AMC or A&E or fucking, you know, something else gets a streaming service? Like, it's just going to keep going down the line of streaming service. And there's just so many shows that we want to see come back and we don't see them on, you know, sometimes we don't see them on cable TV. Sometimes it's not on a streaming service because a lot of niggas want Martin. And
right?
that shit ain't
MTV
living
too,
single.
Yeah.
You want, you know, this, that, and the third. You can pull that shit from Hulu, BT, Netflix, whatever. BT got a fucking streaming app now.
Oh, fuck that.
So it's like, how long until everything's just streamable? And then at some point, you're going to get everything that you want, and it's going to be the same as paying for cable service.
Yeah.
So you're going to have 10 main, I guess, services, and it's going to equal like, oh, this is what you would have paid if you still had a cable box.
Yeah, which is weird. I don't know if we'll ever get 100% away from cable, only because I forgot. I think I was listening to the Brilliant Idiots, and they were, or I was listening to a podcast. I can't remember. Maybe it was Joe Biden. Anyway, I was listening to a podcast, and it was breaking down Netflix's numbers about like what's their most viewed or highest viewed shit, and like the top 4, like the 5 or 6 things were like cable shows that just happen to be on Netflix. So like they still need to be made somewhere. So I think like the cable model of how they make their shows or whatever, or the type of shows that they make can still work. It's just that people aren't necessarily sitting in front of 8 o'clock Tuesdays every day. Like they're not sitting in front of the TV.
These ain't programmed like that no more.
That was a main problem for people. It was like, yo, I got to get home to catch this TV show
at this time.
And then when we didn't have DVRs and shit, or you forget to set your DVR nowadays, where it's like, damn, it's gone.
You got to wait till a rerun.
And now you was like, oh, I missed it. Oh, it's on demand. Oh, it's on Hulu. Yeah. Oh, it's on this. So what's the point if it's like? Because remember when like shit used to go off and you never saw it again? Right? When like if you missed something,
you missed it.
Like. Y'all ever like watched an old cartoon show and then I've never seen this episode?
Yeah,
because you missed it.
Yeah, you missed it when it aired.
You gotta wait till it circle around.
Yeah, until it come back.
That's
reruns.
how I used to feel when Dragon Ball Z used to come on.
Yes,
This one episode, like fuck, I gotta wait till it transfers.
You gotta wait until like the next lap, nigga.
Right? So they stop because they would reach a point, be like, all right, this is as far as we are. Just reset.
We don't have no new episodes from Japan yet, so we gotta restart this shit again.
Yeah, exactly.
And now you get to see it.
That's what I used to hate.
I mean, hey man,
crazy.
Cable, can we 100% get away from cable? I mean, we've completely gotten away from a lot of shit that I didn't foresee, like CDs. Like CDs, I ain't never think was going nowhere. Now everything is digital, so you know.
We don't even do MP3s, like
MP3s no more. Where it's like
we don't even download the music. We just
like remember when you had a phone and an iPod?
Yes,
like
I did.
That fucking day is over. So there is gonna be a day. I feel like they'll think of something to get us 100. Completely away from cable. We just don't see it yet because we not that smart.
Oh, if they give an internet package with just the internet, that'll get rid of it real quick.
Now.
Yeah,
but what is it good though?
I don't know. This girl I know said that she was gonna take off her TV and her phone because she don't use it and just get straight internet.
Hell yeah,
and that knocks off $20 off her bill. So I'm like, I didn't know you.
I've been trying to do that shit for like the last 5 years.
I mean, she got Optimum. So I don't know if that's with anything else. So.
Wait, what's that? Is that Comcast?
Nah, that's like Altice or something.
Yeah,
is it?
Yeah, it's like Altice or something.
Yeah, some shit. But she said she got that and knocks off the 20 off her bill, and she said, I don't watch that shit. My kids don't watch that shit. They always on their YouTube and whatever. So it's like, what's the point of having it? So, do you think YouTube makes a bigger push for something like? Do they start getting actual like channels and shit now?
I don't know. I mean, I know they've been doing their own original programming as well.
Yeah, with
so
the
YouTube Red shit, and then like this whatever YouTube original shows and shit, like that Cobra Kai shit. Even though it's supposed to be pretty good, I haven't seen it, but that's the YouTube original thing. So I mean, it's all about it's all about content, right? Yeah, everything's content, and it's about trying to get people's eyes to your, so you can throw ads at them. That's really all it is. It's like they want to throw ads at people. So I think if they think they can make content that people will come and watch, so they can throw ads in their face, they'll definitely make their own channels. They'll definitely make a lot more content if it's makes money for them. That's all they give a fuck about is money.
Crunchyroll has a YouTube channel. It's called Crunchyroll Collection, and they're showing like free episodes.
Yeah.
Of shit, like the whole full episode. I was like, oh shit, where they start doing this?
But
like-
like giving you free episodes to entice you to go back.
Yeah.
Because it's not the whole season. It's just an episode. Yeah.
It'd be like
that's
one or
the
two.
hook. Yo, I'd be pissed if I was like 8 or 9. I was like, yo, I got it, Mom.
Let me get that credit card, dog.
Throw down some money. But
It was always kissing. I mean,
yeah, cable's fucked, man.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, probably.
So let's see, Paul Rudd to join the Ghostbusters sequel.
Oh, they're making a good one?
I'm kind of
Yeah.
with this, yo.
I mean, too. I like Paul Rudd.
I like Paul Rudd.
Me too. He's funny.
Yeah.
So Paul Rudd would be playing who?
A teacher.
So,
Yeah.
so he's not replacing.
He might.
Egon.
He might.
So I don't think. No, I don't quote because I don't really know a whole lot. I don't think they're gonna go like, oh, this is Egon, Ray, whatever. I think
Yeah,
they're just
they're not
doing.
doing
These are a bunch of people, and they happen to be Ghostbusters, and it's not. So he's gonna be like Bob, or I don't know, whatever the fuck his name is. I don't think he's gonna be Egon. This is their Egon. I don't think. I think it's gonna be more of like
Passing the torch.
yeah, passing the torch. Here's who
Which
set
it
up
should have
people.
been. I mean,
Yeah, well, you know. They tried. Look, they tried, and the movie wasn't as bad as I think people saying. It just wasn't as good as it needed. It just wasn't as good as it needed to be. And some of the decisions they made, I did not enjoy.
yeah.
But it wasn't a horrible movie. It just wasn't.
I just hated how commercial it looked. Like, you know, let's put Chris Hemsworth, Thor. He's a sexy guy.
Yeah, but he was barely in it. He was like there for
Yeah,
comic
he was
relief.
yeah, basically.
He wasn't even really
that's why
part
I
of
hate
that.
But
Well, he's funny. Chris
Yeah.
Hemsworth was funny.
Yeah, but I just don't like the commercial shit they do. I don't like the commercial shit they did with it. It was like it didn't have the same feel as the original. The original had mad. Well, you can't do dirty jokes right now, but
Nah, you kind of can't.
can't
No, you can't get blowed off by no ghost.
yeah.
do that.
Huh?
I think you could do that.
You think you can still do? He can get the blow you off?
Yeah, you can still get the
Get the mop salad?
the mob salad.
you can do
Get that top?
yeah.
Get that ramen?
Ghoul salad.
Get that ghoul salad?
You can do that shit.
Get that filet?
Yeah, man. Yeah, you can do that shit.
Get that womp womp?
You got mad. You got mad words for that. Nigga, for ghost fellatio, yes.
Get that Hoover?
Get that.
Yeah.
That bitch can suck a fucking golf ball through a hose.
Right.
But
Get that watermelon through the
Did you
bendy
see
straw?
Did you see the little promo Paul Rudd did?
No.
Like, announcing that he was gonna be in it. He was in front of the original building.
Oh, word?
He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be in Ghostbusters. I'm sliming in my pants right now." So he said some shit like that. He's like, "I'm sliming right now," but you knew what he was talking about.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with it, man.
You know, me too. I like Paul Rudd.
I fuck with Paul Rudd.
And hopefully they learned their lesson from the reboot. So hopefully this one will be a good one.
Word.
Better one.
Honestly, I think this shit was already written.
Well, I think they were working on some other shit and then they decided to go that direction.
Yeah, like years ago.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
All right, so Melissa McCarthy eyed for live action Little Mermaid. She's in early talks to play Ursula, the Sea Witch.
Yeah, she looked like her.
Now with it.
I don't know, was it 100% confirmed if she's actually doing it or not yet? Because I saw somewhere said that she was actually playing it, but then
She's in a running.
she's in the running.
Yeah.
I'm not with it. I think it's.
I mean, she's just fat. That's why they pay her.
exactly. She's just fat. Like what?
Yeah, that's
Ursula.
the dude.
Ursula had
Who's gonna be
pizzazz
Monique?
and
She's black.
can sing.
She's
Ursula is a black
black
woman.
woman.
I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
Oh, so you
Ursula.
want Monique to do it?
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. Why
Yeah.
not? Yeah.
Yeah, that would.
I mean, you said, I know you said it as a joke, but I was like, yeah.
I'm like, okay, all right.
If you ever seen Precious, she could do Ursula, nigga.
Oh hell
Like-
yeah.
Fucking
What
Lizzo,
you do?
Queen
Oh, Lizzo.
Latifah, Monique,
Yeah.
fucking Scarlett Johansson if you want. No, whoever the fuck you want to put in this shit. I'm just not with
Octavia Spencer.
exactly.
Damn, I gotta do one.
Somebody that can sing.
Yo,
You
why
know-
everybody black? They make them this offshoot like turquoise color.
Because you can't make them actually black.
Who's the Grimley? Who's the badass kids in Baby? Wait,
Baby
not
kids?
Baby kids.
We don't die.
Oh, Proud Family.
Yeah.
No, but they was black, but they was just.
Shit, Skeeter. This nigga was turquoise. BB.
No, Bibi was. No, who was like Patty was black. Everybody was nigga. Fucking Roger was green.
Yeah, I think he was Puerto Rican.
Was, now Roger was Italian, I think.
Platinos
And
color.
then like his boy that had the fucking patch over his eye, he was white. And then the other dude he hung out with was like some type of tan.
Oh.
Like all these niggas was like it was like representing the colors. Like everyone's something.
Rambo.
But Patty Mayonnaise was black, nigga. She was dark as shit black.
Yo, somebody hit Monique right quick. Say play Ursula. Like, get it and run it, nigga.
You know,
For real. I can see it right now. I'm just thinking about it.
You
like,
can see her coming down on this little white girl and taking her voice, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Ursula, Monique could work, but Melissa McCarthy, how we feel about her?
I don't hate Melissa McCarthy.
I don't
I'm just
either.
not seeing her as Ursula. I don't know, because I don't know. I've never seen her be that aggressive. I feel like Ursula's kind of aggressive.
Yeah, she doesn't give me like
That,
maniacal,
yeah,
evil.
like that. Like I need Ursula to be a little.
That's a crazy rebrand.
No, it's not. Not really.
Nah, it's just Monique being Monique on a
Yeah,
Thursday.
basically,
man.
it is.
Monique on a
She's
Thursday.
blackball right now. She needs some.
Blackball herself, dumbass. But
Yeah.
Yeah, this would be it. Does Disney want Monique?
no,
No.
no,
Shit,
they
they gave
don't.
James Gunn a shot.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a little. Yeah, but James Gunn's white and a man.
Yeah.
Monique's a black woman, so no.
Yeah.
You right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, white people get chances we can't get.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know,
yeah.
man. Melissa
Easy.
McCarthy, I'm not really fucking with it.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it, but as with anything, I could fucking be wrong.
You could be 100%
100%
wrong. Whereas like
Fucking
Melissa
knows.
McCarthy could embody Ursula, where it's like, oh shit, I didn't know she could pull that out.
Yeah,
But as of right now, I don't want to see it.
yeah, nah.
Let's see. Galaxy's Edge visitors are reselling stolen Disneyland items.
You don't knock the hustle, nigga.
So, reselling to who? To
eBay.
On eBay and shit.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Nah, nigga. Sometimes fucking 2.5 get you 10, nigga. I don't know. What the fuck.
Oh, that's just so drugs before. A kilo is 1,000 grams.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you gotta do it, nigga.
That's crazy.
But
I don't know. I ain't mad at it.
I mean, me neither.
I'm not buying that shit. I'm not like if you know somebody
Yeah,
stole
I
that
ain't
shit.
buying that shit.
I guess it depends on what the price is, like
But-
how high the markup is.
But there is diehard fucking Star Wars fans that buy
Facts.
that shit.
And who probably can't get to the fucking park and shit because it probably costs way
That
more.
shit sold out.
But yeah, sold out, and it probably costs way more money for them to like travel, like planes and hotels, and get there and time off of work. But hey, I could get a piece of the fucking Star Wars pie by fucking spending $20 on eBay and getting a fucking soap bar or whatever the fuck niggas is selling. I don't know, whatever they're stealing.
Oh
So like, it's a little fucked up, but you know,
You ever felt a Disney towel before?
no,
That shit's comfortable as fuck.
I ain't been to Disney
It's
since.
like a cloud.
Yeah.
Have I ever been? I've been to Epcot, but I don't remember.
Well,
Like,
I
I
never-
got pictures and shit.
Yeah.
I went to Disney when I was like 6 or
I never
something.
been there before.
I haven't
but,
been back since.
Yeah, I used to work at this car dealership, right? And one of the owners, his daughter, she was married to the dude that voiced the ham in Toy Story.
Oh.
John
Yeah,
Ratzenberger?
she was
No.
married to him.
He's
So-
from Bridgeport.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
She was married to him. So this motherfucker brought his car there one time, and it was a Disney.
Dude from Cheers.
It was a Disney towel in there, right? I felt that shit.
It's like a
Ooh.
Like just feeling Disney towel. Like
I took it.
I took it. Fucking nigga.
yo, why you had to be black, nigga? Cause
that was a soft ass towel, nigga.
that don't mean you gotta steal it, nigga.
Man, that shit was like triple fluff, nigga.
This nigga stole this nigga goddamn towel.
Oh yeah, I
out of his whip.
did. That's one of them towels you wipe once and you dry as fuck.
This
I
nigga
took that
Bobby's
shit.
a goddamn black person.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I know. He's like, you said it like you do it again if you had another one in that
See,
motherfucker.
that's a perfect opportunity for that time stone because I lost the shit.
Oh no, it's
Oh,
not
that work-
lost. Somebody stole it from you.
Yeah,
He
right?
probably did.
That's God paying you back for like being a
Yeah.
theft.
Goddamn shame. White people can't have shit.
All right,
Hey man,
can't have
They
towels.
said, man, the minute they started telling me about their life, oh, they go there for free. Oh, give me this shit, man.
You know what? I don't feel as bad now.
Yeah, right.
They said they go there for free. I was like, man,
you
give me
can get
this
another
shit.
one. You get another 3 of these
Yeah,
shits.
you all right.
Privileged ass. Yeah, go
Shit.
get another one next summer.
Motherfucker.
Fucking vacation spot. We vacation. Shut the fuck up.
Damn.
That's hilarious.
But
How'd that happen?
I don't know, man. But Galaxy's Edge visitors. I'm fucking with y'all.
Yeah, hey, like Chris Rock said, sometimes you gotta steal.
Sometimes you gotta steal.
Or is it no? He said sometimes I like this. The same shit. Whatever.
Still.
I like to steal a lot of times. Well,
Hey,
I just see if I still got it. You know,
I do not participate in crimes.
sometimes you
But you know what I mean?
sometimes you steal small shit. Sometimes you steal big shit. Sometimes you steal like
Out there.
Q-tips or some deodorant. Sometimes you steal fucking TVs and shit like that. You know?
Nigga, if you
I don't like
stealing
stealing from people, but the
You
organization.
stole from a person.
Yeah.
I feel like
But you stole from a
I steal
person.
from
Yeah, but they get free
people
shit.
that deserve to be stolen from.
Yeah.
All right, listen,
Like
Robert.
Walmart can get it, nigga.
Yeah,
All right.
Walmart, Target, all y'all niggas.
All right,
can
Robert
get
Hood
I
ass
get
niggas.
I'm good, man.
it. Rap from the rich and give to me.
Yeah, it's hard to
Yeah.
Robin Hood ass niggas.
So let's see. Stephen A. Smith hinted a potential Space Jam cameo while on ESPN's First Take. Max Kellerman said he was tired because he was doing a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen A. See the monsters.
Yeah, the Bugs Bunny.
LeBron James going against the monsters. Are you serious? This is ass 9, ass 10, ass 11.
Ass 11.
This is preposterous. I can't even spell preposterous.
Me neither, but
The Looney Tunes. This is hippopotamus.
hippocampus.
Looney Tunes Bugs Bunny. You talking about Marvin the Martian? The Martian? Marvin the Martian? I'll tell you something. Lola Bunny and Bill Murray with the assist of Porky Pig. Nah, but Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman makes the most sense.
Yeah.
But I honestly want Skip Bayless
Skip.
and Shannon Sharp.
Skip.
Yo, Shannon Sharp.
With the black mouth?
Let
me tell you something, Skip.
Shannon Sharp is funnier than Charles Barkley when it comes to comedy. You gotta hear the shit that be coming out Shannon's mouth. And the way he stutter, and the way he got the country ass accent. Yo, I'm telling you, dog, just anytime when that shit come on, just watch it, and I'm guarantee you, he gonna give you one. He gonna give you one stop stumble. He gonna give you one pause ass comment. He gonna give you something. Like, oh, let me see if I can find the Shannon.
That ain't no problem.
I gotta find the Shannon Sharp pause moments where he just be saying wild shit. Oh my god.
What's up, baby?
Y'all talk. All right, let me see this shit.
Nah, it makes sense though, right? Because
Yeah,
because who did they have in the first Space Jam?
Nobody.
None.
They didn't have any like commentators. They had to have.
I think they had,
or they just like
not
fake
Marv
commentators.
Albert, maybe Kevin Harlan was voicing one of the commentators, but he was a cartoon. I think somebody brought out Michael Jordan. It was like 6'6" from North Carolina or something.
Oh, yeah.
It was
I could have
like
swore
that.
they had like some like
It wasn't. I don't
segments
think
where they was like talking on TV. So I feel like they had to have some type of like, even if they weren't ESPN personalities per se, they had like some news. I just can't remember. It's been a while since I watched the movie, and obviously I don't really watch sports. So I don't really know them niggas like that. So, oh shit.
Stephen A. makes sense though.
No, but it makes sense because he's popular and
Animated as fuck too.
Yeah, but I
damn near
just
cartoon
don't
himself.
have no
When
stupid
he
ass
does
lines
these
in
little
it.
wardrobe
What I do?
It means
What I do?
he's out of ammunition. He knows he's going to lose this debate. He knows he's up against it, and so he has to resort to props, as in his new T-shirt with a purple goat 23.
I'm over here celebrating my best life with old Shay Sharp.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, why you bothering me?
I'm not bothering you. You're bothering me.
You told me, you say, you got some of those flashy stuff like LeBron had on yesterday. I said, yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm going to wear it tomorrow. Got me a little, little something right there. Get a shot there right there. Why that little good stuff right there? Yeah.
A little early, Skip, if you ask me. So, a little early for that.
What is that, your bathrobe?
What is this?
You're wearing your bathrobe on television. What have we come to on the show?
Get a little something, that thing out there.
Wait, you're drinking Hennessy to get ready for Undisputed. You're smoking something. I don't know what's in that. I don't know. It could have a lot of different things.
Hey, Jay, this old wood tip right here. You trying to get that thing right.
Are those the ones Snoop left in your
Faggot, old Miss Triple Dog was in the house last night. And I know you gonna come with that bull jive, Skip. You know what this is? This is 1,500 milligrams, so I ain't got time for your bull jive this morning.
Really? What else they got in it?
Whoa.
You're gonna test positive now? So wait, what are we celebrating exactly?
We're celebrating Miss Trip Dub was in the house. If I brought out the good stuff for Miss Trip Dub, you know what
I don't know anything about any of that. I don't know it.
This is a special bottle for me. This is a limited edition bottle of Hennessy Paradise. Goes about $4 grand. Just for me and you. Got me a little song.
Yeah.
Take me to another bar. Take me to an
another
ABC. So I can get a solo cup and a fifth of Hennessy.
Throw some clips in that bitch.
That nigga's fucking hilarious. But, Stephen A. Smith, I don't want to see it though.
What?
I don't think I want to see Stephen A. Smith. I don't. It's gonna be kind of coony. I don't know.
Goonie.
I mean, it's a movie for kids.
It's a movie. It is a movie for
we just
kids.
don't expect
so,
too much.
I don't expect.
You don't go in there and
nothing.
say some dumb shit and then be like, and then be out.
The monsters.
Let me tell you something.
Oh, back for another one.
Is that what's happening, or is it like a
I
reboot?
have no clue what's going on. I just know LeBron James.
All female team.
Well, it's called Space Jam 2, right?
Yeah, it's called
Say
Space
all
Jam.
WNBA stars.
Oh god.
Lisa Loeb or was it Lisa Leslie? No, it's Lisa Loeb.
No, that's Rebecca Lobo.
Oh, Rebecca Lobo. There we go. It's a nigga.
And Lisa.
I'm sorry.
Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan to star in the new Matrix.
Oh, we found the one. I know you mad because I know you hate because I know you hate this nigga with a passion.
Oh God!
There you go.
Now I'm not as mad as people think
Superman.
I might be. Yeah, I'm not as mad as a Superman and shit because Will Smith was supposed to be the original Neo, but he dropped out of it. So it was originally supposed to be like this really black ass movie. Now the rumors that the Wachowski brothers stole this script from a black woman and they
Wachowskis.
Wachowskis, whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
they stole it from a black woman and then they made a fucking movie out of it. That remains to be proven. But when you got Neo was supposed to be black, you got Morpheus, you got the Oracle. Jada Pinkett, what was the...
You got Roy Jones in that shit.
What was the handicapped dude that was on the computer, the little mulatto guy?
Oh,
Tank?
The dude from Oz?
Yeah. He was on there. No, not him.
Oh.
Little curly head, light-skinned dude.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Believe it or not, you still
him and
gonna
his brother.
fry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot what... No, well, Tank was his brother. Damn, what was that nigga? You're right. I know what you're talking about. He was in the Black Panther movie, I think.
Yeah, he was?
I think he was. Don't quote me on that. He was in something. Maybe it wasn't the Black Panther movie.
But-
Anywho, not Black Panther, a movie
you talking
about Black
talking
Panthers.
about,
The fist up Black Panthers, not
Chicago riots.
Yeah, the fucking
Angela Davis, yeah.
Yeah.
But
they're fighting for our rights.
seeing that this was supposed to be a black ass movie and Michael B. Jordan is the biggest black star in Hollywood right now, under the age of, I guess, 35 or whatever the fuck.
Like
So, he does fit the mold. He's fit, tall, women like him. I guess he has some acting chops that he can
be the one.
Pull this off. I don't know if he's the one. I would still prefer motherfuckers to have an unknown actor just do an amazing job at one of these shits. Like, just get somebody that just goes into the audition and just kills the shit. And then, come out and just having a fucking amazing Matrix movie. But when you got this nigga talking about, hey, Oracle.
Hey, Oracle.
I don't know if I don't know.
I gotta see who the guy. I gotta see.
I'm kind of indifferent on it.
I don't dislike Michael B. Jordan like you do. So I'm like, I'm fine.
That's the thing. I do not dislike Michael B. Jordan.
It seemed like you do.
I can see it. I can see how it seems, but it's just the fact that I don't want to see this nigga in everything. I don't want to see him play just because he's the new hot shit. I don't want to see him in everything.
Hot shit was going down.
Well, to be fair, he's not in that many movies.
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
really not.
But
he's just in
but
popular ones.
Yeah, he's just in the big ones.
Because he
it ain't like because most of these dudes.
I don't know. He had like a year stretch.
I mean, he was in a few things back to back.
He was only in what, like Creed?
Yeah,
he was in Black Panther, Creed. He had some shit on HBO. Then he was directing some,
That's HBO though.
Anime shit. I mean, he was in a lot of
like
shit.
3 movies. Of all the movies that come out,
I'm wrong.
He ain't like Sylvester Stallone coming up in everything. Time Cop. I don't know. That's who was that? Van Damme. That's Van Damme. Time Cop. That shit was stupid.
What the fuck was this nigga in? Nigga with the helmet. Why can't I think of this shit? Oh, George Dredd.
Nigga with the helmet.
I am the law.
I am the law.
I am the law.
That shit had Rob Schneider in it.
It probably did.
Rob Schneider?
Yeah.
How the fuck was he in it?
I don't know.
Because he was
comic relief.
He was famous at one point.
Yeah, he was.
Yo, anytime you see Rob Schneider, he's in an Adam Sandler movie.
You can do it.
Him and them same 3 niggas in Rob Schneider.
That's him, boy. Yo, you gotta respect that he keeps his dick grown ones with him.
Yo, that's one thing I respect about Adam Sandler.
He keeping niggas.
Y'all ain't really actors like that, but whatever movie I do, I got you. Who is them niggas to him?
His friends. I think they grew up doing comedy together. Yeah,
I'm just his friends. That's it.
Yeah, I think they just like
been
friends.
around him.
Yeah, they've been around since he's been doing the thing. I think they all, because I think Rob Schneider was on SNL with him.
Yeah, he was.
So like, I think it's just a bunch of comedians that he's just
David Spade
worked
too.
around. Yeah, David Spade, all them niggas. I think they just worked together.
Yeah, David Spade and Rob Schneider could get work on their own. I'm talking about the lazy eye dude and the two other dudes that look alike.
Oh, I think they were just the boys.
Yeah, they just.
They're like, oh, just play this extra dude.
Yeah.
And they just end up being funny.
You gotta dunk that shit.
Yeah,
you gotta dunk that shit. I like that dude.
Yeah.
I just don't know how I feel about a Matrix reboot, considering I didn't enjoy the way the last Matrix ended.
Oh, that's why you needed one.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
the ending
I
was
just don't.
kinda
Yeah,
stupid.
but if they're gonna do it and they just end up doing some of the same shit,
What do they call Matrix fans?
people, I guess. I don't know. I don't think they have a name.
Because I really stopped after the first one. I didn't really.
I mean, that's really
like
needed
it was a lot of motherfuckers that got like into it where they was like getting the books and the behind the scenes shit. And they was watching 2 and 3 and didn't give a fuck about the world. It was just all Matrixed in.
Yeah,
The concept of it
is good.
It's really good.
It is, yeah.
It's just the movies. I
Didn't
feel like
execute.
it was poor execution.
Yeah,
The
especially
second, third one.
Especially because from going from the first one to the last two, because they filmed the last two together back to back.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you watch the first one, super low budget comparatively to the other two, because they didn't know it was going to be as big of a hit as it was. It's like, oh, let's do this movie.
Right.
And I think they knew that they had a bigger budget and decided to like really run with it. And in retrospect, if you look at it, it's like they spent too much money on, I think, the wrong stuff, like the CGI. I mean, obviously, and it's an old movie, so CGI it's hard for CGI to hold up, regardless with technology moving forward. But the CGI doesn't look that great anymore, and it's just like I think they try to do too much, and they should have tried to keep it a smaller story, or as small as they could compared to like the first movie, because the first movie is relatively a small story ish, and like it was more about the concept and the idea and just figuring out if he's the one, and then they got fucking exploded. This nigga Superman and flying around, which I guess makes sense if he can break the code, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. It just didn't. It just wasn't executed well.
Do you think there's anything that they won't reboot?
Oh no, everything's up for. Everything is up.
I don't mind it, but I just feel like that should be too early at times.
I just need to know who's gonna be Morpheus.
Oh, Mahershala Ali, nigga. I was watching Alita.
Alita.
That nigga got to be
good.
him. He got to be him. He had the shades and everything.
So Mahershala still don't deserve a star.
Nah, I still too soon for that nigga.
What?
Mahershala still don't deserve a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
It's too early.
Who's gonna be Trinity then?
Trinity.
Zazie Beetz?
Scarlett Johansson.
Damn.
Yeah, I see it.
That's Sophie's choice.
I see it.
Might as well make it all black, nigga.
Nah, I don't think. You think they'll do that? You think they'll be brave enough to do that?
All right.
That's another thing.
New question.
Yeah.
If they black this shit up,
Black
will it be as successful?
No.
I feel like it would.
Even if you have Michael B. Jordan as Neo and like he's just a heartthrob to any race of woman.
No.
Really?
They don't like us that much, dog. Black Panther was a fluke because it was a Marvel movie and superheroes.
That was a phenomenon.
Yeah, they don't really like us that much, dog. If they, especially because.
But do you count on black support though?
Black support,
Oh
yes.
hell yeah!
And
like I'm talking about like Black Panther support, like billion
type
of shit. Where it's like, yo, we coming out to see Zazie Beetz, Mahershala, Jordan,
maybe,
and fucking fucking if they put
it's gonna be Mr. Agent Smith, Mr. Anderson.
You got
it gotta be a white man.
You got to make it a white man.
Yeah,
the oppressor,
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan
I
Gosling.
fucks with it. Yo, we just casted this movie. Hold up. I'm fucking with it.
Yo, you put Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Gosling in the movie?
All the
women is there?
All the women is watching that movie.
Yeah.
And Mahershala? Yo, women love Mahershala.
Ain't gonna be a dry seat in that theater.
Yeah. Mad wet.
And Zazie? Definitely ain't gonna be no dry seat.
That shit slime, nigga.
Slime myself right now.
Ghostbusters.
So Michael B. Jordan as Neo.
I mean, if they cast it the way we cast it, I'm with it.
Hell yeah, I'm with it.
Well, you got to drill in people's head. Well, black people that.
Who could be Oracle?
I mean, it's a bit part, but Oprah.
Felicia Rashad.
Felicia Rashad. Oh, that would be dope. Felicia Rashad. Actually, that works. And they work together on Creed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got this. We got this.
We got this, dog.
Oh, shit. You right.
Yeah, that works.
Damn. We just gave y'all the whole damn cast.
Them
Nigga.
niggas gonna do that shit.
So wait, who's going to be the rest of the team? We need like the people who died quick.
They
could be white.
Just random niggas.
Just random white. They could be white.
Yeah,
David Kaluuya, Rob Snyder.
Rob Snyder.
Oh,
Not like this. Not like this.
Jalen Rose.
Yeah.
Jalen Rose. I don't know, nigga. Hash.
Yo, I'm in there, nigga. He running up walls. Like,
niggas beast. Niggas just get shot.
Yeah. I'm with it. Fucking pay me.
So on to some gaming shit. So Nintendo is considering extending their online library.
As they should.
Now, extending their online library. How much would that cost Nintendo?
Well, how much is it now? Like,
and when they say extending, are they going from like Nintendo? Are they going from NES up to net? Like, where are they stopping at?
Most likely.
Can you go to 64? Can you give us Super Mario World?
If you just had Super Nintendo shit, that's a plus.
Yeah.
Play Mario
So
World.
they're gonna try to make the digital store like a little bit more robust with older stuff.
Yeah.
Good. Because I think they had a lot of stuff on the Wii, I guess. Maybe the Wii U too, maybe.
Yeah, the Wii U had a lot of shit.
But then for whatever reason...
I think the original Wii had Toe Jam and Earl on it.
Yeah, I think they just had mad shit.
They had Sega games on it.
Yeah, and then for whatever reason when they did the Switch,
Why isn't Toe Jam and Earl on fucking Smash, bro?
Soon come.
They got Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, soon come. You gotta learn. You gotta take your time. Start with the bird bear.
Put my nigga Toe Jam and Earl in that bitch.
And then you get the little aliens, the Funkatronic Mexican and the black man.
What you saying?
I don't remember.
You said they was making the fucking library more robust and something else.
It don't matter.
Okay, cool.
No.
My brain lost it.
That's a good question.
Start talking about Toe Jam and Earl.
When they gonna start? I think it's gonna be. See, this when you start hitting like Super Nintendo, that's when you start hitting the copyright shit. Because I don't think you put Zombie Ate My Neighbors up there because Sega had it too, unless they do some shit to get it.
Right.
Yeah. Well, they don't have to put everything. They can just put all the stuff they own. So they're still mad. This old Zelda mad. There's other games, mad Mario games, mad whatever the fuck's like Yoshi games, all the shit, Kirby stuff. So they don't have to necessarily put stuff that they don't own.
Yeah.
They can just make it expand it and put all the stuff that they own. And even then, that's still a lot of classic shit for people, and that's a start. And maybe they start there and then work on trying to get the third party shit if they can. Then that's even better.
If they put 64 shit, I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind.
Yeah, if we got some fucking. I guess they probably couldn't get gold now if they don't own that, but
yeah, I'm saying you can't get like the real classics.
But you get Mario 64, you get Diddy Kong Racing, you can get
Kart
fucking
64.
That's that rare shit though.
I mean, how many rare classics?
Yeah, but if it's a Mario, but it's like with Mario characters, so they gotta own that a little bit, right?
And what?
Think
Diddy Kong?
Yeah.
I mean,
no,
Diddy Kong ain't Mario, you're right?
I'm talking about the game. Like to put the game in there, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have to pay to put that game.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, Diddy Kong, anything they don't own, I'm sure they have to pay, or have to work something out so that the splits is a way that the other company feels like, yeah, well, now we'll do this.
Yo, you think that they could lease games?
I'm sure there's some type of legality way to do that.
Yeah,
like
some fucked up if you have a game on your Switch for a year and then it should just
go
away.
I mean, that's what it's coming to. Well, that's what you're doing. Well, that's all right. So if we're being honest,
watch Redbox come up with some shit like that.
Technically, that's what you're doing right now. If you don't own the physical disc, you're basically leasing that game.
Yeah,
because they like can just like
that goes for music too.
Yeah, they they could just discontinue that shit. That's like what happened with the
Zune.
No, not even the Zune. Damn, that's Zune.
You want to fucking
the PlayStation. There's a PlayStation demo called PT that Kojima was working on. It was basically, I think it was like Silent Hill's remake that had Norman Reedus and shit in it.
Yeah. And
like whatever happened that it fucking discontinued and it's gone, and you cannot re-download that game. So there's like certain people have downloaded their game on that PlayStation and they have it, but you can never get it again. So if that PlayStation breaks down or whatever, you can't re-download it.
Yeah, that's
even
kind of
though
like,
it exists. It's like it's just gone from the ether.
Yeah, that's kind of like how they was about to do with fucking Walking Dead. It was about to discontinue that whole shit.
And if you can't re-download, so like if something happens to your PlayStation, you had it and it's gone, the shit is just gone now. But if you had the disc, you'd always have the disc. And if you had a working PlayStation, you could always put it in and play it. But like this, what happens with digital shit, like you own it, but you don't really own it. Like it's gone once it's gone. If you can't like re-download it, you can't get back that digital information. So
I took you to say back that ass up. I don't know.
Hashtag blur comment.
Nah, I'm chilling. I'm socially awkward. I'm gonna just be my own business.
And then you gonna meet somebody else that's socially awkward too. Right. It's like I hear the fucking.
What was that song with Doug opened the box?
Yeah. Dear Journal, today I had the experience of my life. I met a She-Hulk. A She-Hash.
A She-Hash?
No.
Shesh?
A Shesh. Nigga, you better take what you can get for now. Being fucking picky and shit.
I'm not being picky.
You better cut the shit.
I'm not being picky. I'm just saying.
So, let's see. Call of Duty developers are frustrated with Activision's monetization. I mean, can you blame them?
Well, they was doing mad wild shit. Like, they had it where, you know, they have certain divisions and shit like that. They couldn't eat and lunch together.
Words, Bloods, and Crips and shit?
Yeah.
A whole lot of gang shit?
A whole lot of gang shit?
You gotta be here for like 20 minutes, go back to your fucking cubicle.
That's fucked up.
That's funny.
Crazy. Like,
So what's the splits that they're getting?
What do you mean?
You
The
said-
splits? Because they had a problem with people leaking shit. So they didn't want to cross information with each other. So, what you working on? You working on this? Because like on the off chance where somebody get fired, they'll start leaking shit out, and that's what happened with this.
Hell
shit.
yeah,
yeah.
It happens all the time.
Yeah,
It was like, yo, I got some shit on you.
Right? Somebody did this shit. Somebody got fired from working on Blackout, and then they went to Reddit and then just post all the leaks.
Like, hey, them niggas doing Battle Royale.
That's how Activision is in some shit now because it just came out that Blackout was supposed to have a campaign mode, but they took that shit out.
Just so they could do the Battle Royale shit so they could charge you money for it?
Yeah, so they try to act like the Battle Royale was the plan from the beginning, but it wasn't.
Nope.
Yeah, because it's probably working on it. Then they saw Fortnite go crazy. It's like, we gotta do this shit. Fuck this campaign shit. Just do the fucking Battle Royale shit and keep it moving.
Yeah,
I haven't heard any Fortnite news in a while, except for that.
I heard it's dropping off.
Yeah, it's cruising.
Like I've seen a few videos here and there.
Like
Where
the
they're talking
John
about,
Wick shit was the last thing I heard of.
yeah, I mean,
it's
still, I think people still playing it, but I do think the popularity is starting to die down a bit.
Didn't they have Aladdin shit coming up there? I don't know.
No, are we watching Lion King?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm watching it.
Okay,
Did you see the original?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been a very long time since I watched it. Actually, I was thinking about I'm probably gonna try to rewatch it before I watch this.
Yeah,
I compare.
Like I've seen Lion King so many times, like I kind of know about heart. So if they do it injustice, I kind of. Yo, did y'all hear about the leak of the Donald Glover and Beyonce song?
I saw it. What about it?
And everybody was upset because it was like, yo, why you got Donald Glover with Beyonce? Like that is just
What, the Beehive?
blasphemy kind. Yeah, like the Beehive was like, yeah, that's blasphemy.
God.
What did you
Come
think? Okay, why are you mad now? They said who the fuck was in the movie and who they were playing like a year ago. Are you
And
mad now?
They both can sing, so why wouldn't they do the same part?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Do you think they do that?
Don't start
Do
that
you
shit.
think they do that on purpose?
With the Beehive?
No,
I ain't say nothing bad about the Beehive.
I'm talking about where they cast certain characters based on like their singing ability. Because like I feel like the bread and butter for a lot of Disney movies is the music. So they did that with Aladdin. They did that with what the fuck is the other
A lot of
live
niggas
action
didn't
joint?
sing though.
What? I didn't watch Aladdin, so I don't know.
No, I'm talking about like the original Lion King.
Yeah,
It wasn't the
Nah.
Simba singing that.
it was
No, they had other people doing
oh
the
dude,
singing at that.
my cousin Skeeter.
smart guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
Michael Jackson.
Fucking
This nigga
nah.
from the
No,
T.I.
he deserves
song.
he deserves respect. What is his name?
I don't know what song it is.
Jason Weaver.
I don't know, nigga. I can't remember the song.
Yeah, Jason Weaver was a young Simba.
What was the song that he sang, nigga? Damn.
Just can't
What?
wait to be king.
Yeah,
No, not in Lion King, just in life. What was that shit with? Was it T.I. he had a song with?
T.I. Jason Weaver.
It was somebody. No, he was in a. He did a song with some nigga, and it was kind of popular a little bit. I just can't remember.
Chingy?
Oh, Chingy, maybe that's what it was.
Oh yeah, one call away.
Yeah, we go.
one girl away.
Yeah, see.
Oh
You wanna
god.
roll with me?
Nah, we're not doing that with Chingy.
See?
Yeah, I did like that.
That shit was catchy, but nah.
Yeah, okay,
Right,
that's what I'm
it did.
saying. I just saying the hook was. I didn't say the actual.
I mean, but that's wild singing Chingy in 2019, man.
Yo, what happened to Yingy?
He was fucking at that
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
when he got
He
caught
lied.
when he got caught with Sydney Starr, that kind of fucked him all up. It was like, oh,
he's young bucking it?
No, she
supposedly.
lied. She lied.
Yeah, but
Oh.
niggas don't give a fuck about
Yeah,
that.
they
Niggas
don't.
like, yo,
You know who didn't lie?
Hmm?
Designer.
yeah.
That's the funniest shit in my whole life. That's and he probably really didn't know, but that's the whole situation was funny as fuck. That shit was funny. And I feel bad. Actually, I feel bad for him now. I think
You know
about
what? I'm not even mad at
I don't
that,
feel
though,
bad if you own up to it. Where it's like,
Yeah,
yo, it was an
yeah,
honest
I ain't
mistake,
know.
but niggas just look at you all like, yo, you fucked the whole dude.
Oh well.
What? Fuck you mean? Oh hell!
Because like, because I remember one time,
like yo, I didn't want to fucking dude. Like,
because I know, but you gotta take that L with it because of City Starter.
No,
she don't have an Adam sample, nigga.
Yo, but that's not the point, nigga. I did not. You have to. You are raping me.
Well,
you have to give me consent.
You gotta take that rape.
You
nigga.
have to.
But be like Batman and.
Right, man. Fuck.
Hey man, but it be like Bruce Wayne. Goddammit.
Yeah, I think
ain't no way out of this.
Yeah, I think we need to have a talk, Bobby. I know it happened.
What you gonna do? Be mad about it?
Yes.
Okay.
I can be mad.
If a nigga fuck me, I'm mad. Yes.
I'm talking about if you have sex with a transsexual by accident, you gotta take the L, nigga.
That is.
Ain't gonna come back. You better look at the egg sunny side up, nigga.
Yo, but nigga fuck me, I'm mad. Oh.
Hey man.
Yo, can you imagine Hesh is a bottom?
Bottom. God damn.
All right, I'm done. Yeah. Oh fuck! What were you talking about? No, but yeah, that's you're doing something to me without my consent. If you have to tell me that you are a man, I don't care how you feel on the inside. You have to tell me that you used to be a man before we engage in any sexual contact.
Yeah, that's not being truthful.
You have to give me the choice.
Give me the option to make that
choice. If you
choice
do not
for my
give me
life.
the choice, that's rape in any sense. If you kiss me, that's rape. If you touch me, that's rape. I didn't want it. If I knew you to do it, I didn't want it.
Doing it against my will.
Of course it is.
You have to give someone the choice.
You taking it?
Of course it is.
So yeah, I'm gonna be mad.
Yeah, you can be mad.
I'm not gonna like try to kill you or nothing, but I'm gonna just be upset.
And
I know what you. And I actually, what I'm
saying is like Sydney Star looks so much like a woman. That's like
we understand what you're saying. Is like, yo,
it happened. You gotta charge it to the game.
You gotta charge it to the game.
But I'm still gonna be upset.
But you still have to live with that L. So it's like, how much can you really live? Like certain hyper masculine niggas, that shit happened to them. They might off themselves.
They gonna try to kill that person.
But somebody else was like, yeah, it happened. You know,
it sucks.
Wow, shit. I mean, it's. I didn't want to, but you know, it happened. I'm not gonna.
Let it be my choice.
Yeah, let it be my choice.
That's what you choose to do in life with your life. Let it be your choice. Like that's why I don't like that shit to that level. Like I personally feel like you should disclose that.
Yeah.
I do. But on the flip side, I understand why they don't. Because you're gambling with your life every time. Because you don't know how niggas are gonna react. A nigga might try to kill you. Because niggas is like that. They're sensitive like that.
That's one of the problems.
Niggas is sensitive, so it's like I could tell. I might want to tell you, but then I might die if I tell you.
I don't like transgender people, probably.
Yeah, you don't necessarily want. Yeah, so if it happened to you, it was like met some chick, whatever, and she's like, "Oh, yo, I happen to used to be a dude." You're like, "Oh, that sucks. I kind of liked you, but I don't want to pursue this further." And you'll move forward. The next nigga should go up to him and say, "Oh, yo, you happen to be a man," stab you to death.
Nigga, yeah,
you touched me because like that happens.
Yeah,
that legitimately
happens a lot. Where it's a lot of gay and transgender men and women being killed because either they are gay and transgender or just because they don't tell anyone beforehand and then they engage in something. And like, oh,
so it's a gamble. So I understand necessarily why they're not necessarily like automatically volunteering that information.
Ooh, that's funny.
But me personally, I would prefer someone to divulge the information beforehand. That is my personal.
Man, so Call of Duty, right?
I don't even know how you got it.
I don't know. I never know shit. I gotta listen back. But yeah, we done with Call of Duty. So Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo write joint letters opposing Trump tariffs.
Yeah.
So they're joining together in hopes of what exactly? Because I saw this article about it.
They're trying to stop the import taxes from China because them shits go up.
Because I think a lot of stuff is shipped out of China.
Hell yeah,
for like the consoles. Everything. So that's like material. So that's like
soap.
Yeah, that's materials. So that's like the metals and everything they use to for the actual manufacturing of the consoles. Meaning, if they have to pay more, then we have to pay more. Yeah, and they don't want to have to do that because if they have to, so instead of having a console that's $450 because of the tariffs, they might have to charge us $700 or whatever. I mean, I don't know if it might be a little drastic. I don't know what the actual amount of the tariff would be, but it's like that's not good for them because no one's gonna want to spend that much money.
And it's damn near everything.
Yes.
This is everything. This is not just games.
Yeah.
This is like your iPhone charger, nigga.
So if it's a steel tariff, that's just steel, period.
Yeah.
So anything that uses steel, price is going up.
Yeah.
Your cell phones is going up because it's steel screws or whatever. Your fucking plastic, whatever. Sneaker prices are going up. Whatever. Anything. If it's a tariff coming from China, the prices for all that shit's gonna go up, and we don't want that.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal because it's like, dog, don't do that because if you do it, it's gonna disrupt business because then people are gonna spend
us up.
Yeah, because people are gonna not be willing to spend that money. That means they're not making as much money.
Shit, bootleggers gonna be thriving, nigga.
Maybe
get mad shit on the black market.
Yeah,
we might gonna be lit.
I think
straight to New Haven.
I think they got the money to take out Trump if anything happens.
What?
If Microsoft, Sony,
and Nintendo
get together,
the Triforce,
they can take out Trump. Get your hand on my pocket.
Hey,
hiring an assassin right now.
What?
You know what's crazy? This year, a lot of gaming, like as far as Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo, these motherfuckers are really joining together to defeat shit.
Yeah, I mean,
these niggas are the Avengers right
they
now.
see the future because competition is healthy. We said that before, and I don't think
I'm telling
they
you,
don't necessarily want the other companies to fail. They just want to do good, and I think
they can them three.
Because we've been the big dicks on the block for so long.
I mean, there you go.
Now Stadia want to come out, and then all these other motherfuckers want to come out. It's like, nah, we gonna, put this together, and then we get y'all the fuck out of here.
Yeah, because that could undercut their business model.
Yeah,
so they obviously don't want that to work until they figure it out.
Yeah,
and because Google is like the biggest, or it's probably the biggest company in the world, right?
Speaking of that,
I want in.
Speaking of that, you know that shit ain't even beta tested. When it comes out, it just comes out.
Stadia?
Yeah.
I think we are the beta tester. I think that's what it is. That's why it's called the founder edition.
They said it's not a beta.
No,
I thought they had some
unless they're
people
lying.
doing it already. I thought they gave.
I think
the early
there's
edition
people
of it.
who have them out already.
Yeah, I thought they gave people like the early editions of it, and then they had I think there was at E3, so I'm pretty sure somebody there was some type of trial there.
Whether they say it or not, nigga, you beta testing because they gotta see how that shit working live. There's a difference between giving it to 100 people and then 300 million people. Or, obviously not that many people don't have it, but there's a difference between when you upscale it and actually have a lot of people trying to play the service and figure it out, and people with different varying internet connections and different setups and all this type of shit to see how it actually works in the wild. So even if you're not beta testing it, quote unquote, you fucking beta tested it, which is why.
Oh no, what I mean is when they debuted it out to the world,
it's just out for everything. Yeah, it's not like here. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So
it's a release. It's released.
It shouldn't be no bugs or nothing like that. That's what I'm saying.
Theoretically,
that's what they.
Yeah,
I understand. That's what I. Nah. When you say beta, I'm saying I'm gonna expect some bugs.
You expect bugs, so if it don't work quite right, you give it some leeway. If you saying ain't no beta test, this motherfucker better work. As soon as I press this button, the motherfucking thing better go swoosh swoosh on the TV, and I'm gonna be like, pew, 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 pew. Better be able to go stars and stripes on a nigga, and then go Psylocke, and then be like, yeah.
Shut up, nigga.
Yeah.
Fuck Psylocke. That motherfucker got a double jump. Y'all was playing that shit at my house. Yeah. I was like, why this bitch got a double jump? Nobody else has a double jump but her.
Because she mutant and she British.
If that fucking time limit wasn't on and I took that first win, I wouldn't have heard shit.
You still would have.
That shit was still close though.
Oh fuck, I'd be jazzed.
But you didn't though.
Yo, you got your win. Yo.
I know.
You got one.
I know. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna run it into the ground, nigga.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Get another one.
Touchdown Terry. I almost had another one all day, nigga.
Almost doesn't count.
Well, God doesn't like me that much, okay?
Come on, we never run back to this. Hash plus.
All right, hash plus. Okay, I'm sorry. it slipped out.
All right, cool.
I was traumatized by our previous conversation.
Yo, that shit is still in my head. I've been trying not to laugh on the mic.
Yeah.
Yo, if a nigga fuck me, I'm gonna be mad. I don't think I ever heard a truer statement. Oh shit. Sky is blue, water's wet, but nigga fuck me. But nigga.
Nigga like money making Mitch.
Oh shit.
Anybody ever looked at me wrong?
Stole me money.
Whoever trying to fuck me fucking dead.
No, you can't say that.
Oh, fuck.
Little man's, man.
My little man's ill.
Y'all think he's scared, man.
Yeah, he's ill.
Can't get an erection, man.
Oh, man. So, yo, we supposed to have a guest on this show, right?
You're right.
And I'm debating whether to like
that part out?
like record it and like just put on another episode or like what?
Yeah, maybe you should probably put it on the.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Well, she just a dark comedy, right?
Yeah, but
I was thinking about that.
I mean, she do work on South Park.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man.
I don't know. It's a bunch of shit that she do, but it's like
still.
Yeah,
I know.
I don't know, man.
But it wasn't like we wasn't being mean towards them. I just said that was just wild.
It wasn't
like transgender hate like it could have been. It's just you know what I mean.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Never that.
You like what you like.
Yeah, it's just jokes.
Just jokes, baby. Just jokes.
But niggas are sensitive, so
yeah, exactly. Fuck them.
No, never mind.
So, Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans trailer.
I'm fucking with it.
I just want them to bring back the regular Teen Titans. Stop
I think
fucking
this is
bullshit.
the way. This is the way. Sure, you might get movies just like the animated movies.
I think after that one in Japan, I think they're done with movies.
Yep,
with the serious Teen Titans.
Probably.
Remember they had that movie?
Yeah, when they went to Japan, I was like,
yeah, it was like the Ink Master or some shit.
Yeah.
But they stole his idea from Turtles Forever. Just want to put that out there. Just because because it's one part of the trailer where like they have like a lot of generations of like Teen Titans and shit.
Yeah.
They stole that shit from Turtles Forever.
I mean, look, there's no new ideas, dog. There's no new ideas. You just remixing and remastering.
I'm just saying they had the '90s Turtles and they had the 2000s.
You heard his voice when he said it. He sounded like he was sad.
I stole it.
I mean, they stole the Turtles. Turtles did it first.
Yeah, Turtles did it first. Nigga.
Turtles hit it first, dog.
Just want you to know that shit off rip.
Turtles Ray jaded.
Word.
Ray jaded.
Oh god.
Ray jaded.
So Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans.
This is very sexual today.
Very, very, very. Lot of innuendos.
Sexually.
So this movie, right? Do I want to see it? I mean, I can go without it, but I'm probably gonna watch it. I think Bobby said it was like we thought that it was supposed to be in theaters, but it's on
straight to DVD.
Straight to DVD. Did it not recoup its money, or did it not do good in theaters? That it's going straight to DVD because that's kind of fucked up. Like the last one.
No,
I feel like
I think it did good.
I have no idea. I actually have no idea. I don't know what the box office was after that.
Look that up because there's no reason why a Teen Titans. Because is Teen Titans still like a draw on Cartoon Network?
Teen Titans Go, I believe so.
Because I don't see a lot of I mean this trailer came out when sometime
like earlier in the week.
It did bad.
52.1 million.
What was the budget?
No, that's what they made.
Yeah, but what was the budget?
52.1 million.
Budget.
That Stan Lee cameo probably took a lot of that shit.
Oh, 10 million. That good. 10 million.
Good. Yeah,
10 million, and you figure another 10 to 15 for marketing and shit. So was that
half
25? So they made it made money.
Yeah,
theoretically
made double.
Yeah, it made some go up
somewhat.
Oh yeah,
but straight to DVD Teen Titans, that's kind of disrespectful.
But I think it's a little different too because it has the old Teen Titans, and the first one was Teen Titans Go, so that's you can definitely market that straight to the kids. This one might be a little different.
Wouldn't that be more of a draw though to like niggas like us that missed the old Teen Titans?
I guess, but
like,
maybe
put it in theaters.
I mean, I guess it's probably just cheaper, right? It's like okay, get it and just get the DVD sales and keep it moving. Yeah. And then I guess, and this is maybe a easier way to judge excitement for it.
They need to start releasing these shits on their app.
Yo, are you still watching Swamp Thing?
No, I stopped.
Damn.
And not because I thought it was bad, but I was gonna keep watching, but then I was like, what the fuck's the point? They ended it, and I know that it's over.
Oh, you know what's the funny thing?
So there's no point in getting invested in this shit. What?
They think about making a movie.
A Swamp Thing?
Yeah.
I watch a Swamp Thing movie if it's the same people and all that shit. I'd watch it.
Is that the reason they canceled it?
I hope not. Whatever the fucking reason, they should have waited till the fucking show was over. Because I'm not gonna sit here and try to get emotionally invested in this shit, knowing that it's fucking over.
Yeah, but is this just the announcement of the movie, or is this shit already
in talks?
Pre-production. If it's in talks, then this is too. This could have been like, yo, you could have had.
I'm sorry.
You could have had 2 seasons of Swamp Thing, and then
the movie
curtailed that into like third season could have been like the whole movie thing. But
Warner Brothers is all over the place. They were supposed to have a DC Dark.
Like, I saw that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, they've been working on that, but that I don't know what.
Justice League Dark or something like that.
Yeah, it was Justice League Dark.
A movie like that. So I guess this Swamp Thing.
I have no idea what's happening with that.
I don't know what the fuck.
Because they don't know what the fuck's happening over there. No. They just throwing fucking darts at the fucking board and whatever sticks is just sticking. So they got Shazam and that worked, and Aquaman worked, and hopefully Wonder Woman will work again, and then be like, all right, now we got some foundation to move forward on, and I guess after that they'll fucking figure it out.
Word.
But yeah.
So,
Teen Titans Go. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it just because
Yeah,
I like
I'll watch
the
it.
original Teen Titans show, and hopefully, if you're right, this does lead to them maybe doing a movie, another DVD movie release, or like bringing the show back in some type of capacity. I'm kind of fucking with it. I hope.
That was so wild. But
It's not
let's
that
see.
bad, but
Yeah. Robert Pattinson drops out of the Batman movie because of scheduling conflict.
That's incorrect.
What?
That's false.
What happened? Is this?
Yeah, that's false.
It is?
That headline was a clickbait headline. He didn't
Yeah, it
drop out of
was.
the He didn't drop out of Batman. He dropped out
never
of a movie. I think it's called The Souvenir. He didn't drop out of Batman. They just worded it like to make it seem like he's dropping out of Batman. I think he's dropping out of that movie so he can do Batman because the schedule is kind of full.
Yeah,
but he didn't drop out of Batman. So he's still in Batman.
That would be the opposite of smart.
Yeah.
He was drop out of a Batman movie.
He didn't actually drop out of the movie. It's just a
Because-
fucking clickbait title.
Because when you are a in something like this, when it comes to DC or Marvel, there's not only like the movie aspect of it. There's like toy lines. There's like Comic-Con appearances that you can do damn near for the rest of your fucking life.
Right?
You know some wild shit I learned. Y'all know who Mac Wiles is?
The singer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know he's supposed to be in Star Wars?
Oh, was he really? He's supposed to be Finn?
I don't know who the fuck he's supposed to be, but he was supposed to be in Star Wars and he turned it down to go on tour with Wiz Khalifa.
I don't know. I don't know if
No, Star Wars, my
I know.
nigga?
But you know, you gotta believe in yourself too, dog. You trying to be a singer.
No, but Star Wars, my nigga.
Nah, you right, dog. I'm just trying
Star Wars will set you up lovely.
I'm just trying to look
for
at the bright
life.
side of the rainbow.
I mean, hey, shout out to Mac Wiles.
So,
but
so he was supposed to be Finn?
I don't know who the fuck he's supposed to be,
He's
but
supposed to be Finn.
but it was some talk that I heard where he was supposed to be
singing.
He's supposed to be
Right.
in there, and like I think the first night of the tour was like the first something of like shooting for Star Wars or some shit
Yeah.
like. And he just chose Wiz Khalifa because he, at the time, he was like,
Yeah, that KK rolled up already. He was like, let's do it.
I don't know, man.
And he was like, I'm on it. That's what that's the name of the song? On it? Yeah.
Was
That's
it?
what it. I think that's
Own
what
It,
was.
yeah.
Yeah, on it. So yeah, he
Yeah.
was gonna sing Ray on it. I own it, Ray. And then, but then he's like, nah, I got this.
Man, so let's see. Noah Hawley, Dr. Doom movie is still in talks. I want to see. I've been saying this for long. I want to see a fucking villain origin movie or a villain movie where he just wins and then the fucking credits roll. But you know the heroes are showing up right when the credits roll. Like I want to see what happens then. But a Dr. Doom movie still being in the talks. I do want to see this shit.
Yeah, well, Dr. Doom really isn't a bad guy.
He's not a bad guy.
Dr.
But
Doom
he
is
just
not a good guy.
No, he's not really a bad
He
guy.
hates Reed Richards just so much.
Yeah. He just what is it? Narcissistic, but he means well. He protects his country, shit like that.
Means well is a relative
he's
term.
almost
Yeah.
like Magneto. He's damn near like Magneto.
Dr. Doom's a dick.
Nah, yeah.
Damn near like Magneto.
I would agree with his. Dr. Doom's kind of a dick.
I understand what you're saying.
He
He really cares about his
Dr. Doom.
cares is also a relative term because I don't think he like treats the people in his country very well.
Dr. Doom is misunderstood.
I feel like
he's respected in his country.
respected or feared.
Fear.
Hand in hand.
It's damn-
That's not the same thing,
Yes, it's not.
Bobby. Fear and respect not the same thing.
It is. Did you read Secret Wars?
No, I have not. So maybe there's a
He
different
was actually
version.
a good guy.
Oh, in that one. Okay, well, look,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, from like the little handful of
God
experience of knowledge I have with Dr. Doom, I thought he was like a dick and like just like
No, he's just a
and he treats his
narcissistic guy. He just
fucking subjects like slaves and treats them like shit, and
And he can't fucking fight in Marvel vs. Capcom too.
neither can you.
Oh, watch next. I'm doing shit with my eyes closed.
I know.
I'm whooping your ass and whatever we play next. But yeah, Dr. Doom movie. I'm with it, man.
yeah. That's the same way I feel about Magneto. Don't put him in the X-Men. Just have his own brother.
Own
Call it the Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just have when he firing Sabretooth and all these other motherfuckers.
I'm just trying to figure out how that works in the bigger picture of everything. Because
the
obviously it's MCU now, right?
Yeah.
So
That'd
I
be-
guess they could just introduce him first and then
X-Men
introduce.
Blue, X-Men Red.
That'd be cool.
Take my idea and run with it.
They're not gonna do
Cool. They won't, but it was cool.
'Cause I feel like that might be too confusing for regular people. Maybe
Really?
people are stupid.
If you don't know X-Men now, what the fuck? Where have you been?
I know, but
Like,
then
seriously.
the
No.
concept like here's a group of movies.
Yeah, but you do know it's a group of motherfuckers that don't watch shit just
Yeah.
for like storyline value. Oh, I grew up on this. It's like, yo, it's 4th of July weekend. Let's go watch something.
But by the time this shit come out, like niggas remember the '90s cartoons, so it's like, who don't know X-Men at this point?
My mom.
Yeah.
Well,
my
it's not
mom.
your fault. It's not for your mother. I'm sorry. It's not for your mom.
Mom can't watch movies.
But she wants to go watch something entertaining. It's not all about, oh, I know this comic, this character. I grew up on this, that, and the third. It's like, oh, some shit's blowing up. I want to see it. The preview look good.
Yeah.
But
it's only with so many times you keep saying that. Like, who doesn't know about this?
My mother sees every Transformer. She only know 2 of their names.
Facts.
Hey, that's her fault. I'm just saying. It's been around for so long. It's like,
fuck my mom then. I guess.
I'm just saying. What we gonna do? Keep doing origin stories all over again?
I mean, why not? They reboot shit all the fucking time.
How many times you gonna see Spider-Man? Fucking Uncle Ben died. Like,
they didn't do it in the last one.
Yeah, I know. How many times you gonna see fucking Batman's family get chopped? Like, it's just like, come on, man.
I could watch that forever.
No.
Oh, you a dark nigga.
Because they always like twisting into some dumb shit. It was like, oh, she gets shot, the pearls fall off, he gets shot, and then the nigga just fucking run off, and then we just never know who killed Batman parents. Like that nigga is still unknown.
Yeah, Joe Chill, he out here.
Joe Chill.
Out here clapping.
Yeah, and that nigga's still out there.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Probably.
Yeah, it was Joker. That was the first time.
Possible.
Yeah. After that, I don't know. He just ran some random nigga. Well, in Batman Begins, he figured out who it was, but he got shot. Falcone shot him.
Falcone shot him?
Yeah.
Falcone.
Bruce was about to clap him. Falcone shot him. He tried to thank Falcone for it. He just threw him out of the bar. Like, fuck out of here, nigga. I ain't do it because of you.
That's the first time I've heard someone say that they know who shot Batman parents.
Oh.
Like that. Like to me, that nigga has never had a name. He's just shooter.
Joe Chill.
Oh, it was in yeah.
Joe Chill?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Joe Chill.
Oh.
Like 97% certain it's Joe Chill. Whoever that ends up being.
Shout out to Joe Chill.
Shout out to the Parent Slayer.
Yeah. Parent Slayer. Nigga created one of the best. Nigga got a Hollywood star because of you, Joe.
Facts. You right.
Shout out to Joe Chill.
Shout out to Joe Murderous Chill.
So Black Widow set photos hint that Taskmaster will be the villain in this movie.
Okay.
Now, Taskmaster, right?
That name sucks.
He's the master of tasks.
Yes,
so
he is.
Respect him.
I'm gonna have you do this. Sweep your room. Wow.
Now, I remember when I wasn't too into the comics, so first time I heard of Taskmaster was Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I want to say, the 3D version where it was like, oh, he can copy everyone's moves, so he's just like the master of everything. Now, I don't know about him and Black Widow having any type of
history in the
tension or friction in comic books, but
probably.
Did you see the Avengers gameplay that somebody recorded?
Yeah,
he was Black Widow was fighting him in the boss fight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
maybe
that was him.
Yeah, so
maybe they got history, dog.
Maybe they do.
Maybe some Das Vidania history in that bitch.
Das Vidania.
Yeah, Black Widow. Do we want? Now, I keep saying, you know what I'm about to say?
Do we want this movie?
Yeah, do we want this movie?
I don't know. She dead. Like, that's why I don't like prequels. Like, it's like, I don't know. It's like,
and then that's the thing. Are we gonna waste Taskmaster
on that?
Yes, in a Black Widow prequel.
It might not be wasting it if he doesn't die. He could come back and then.
That was a thing. That was the thing that came up.
But
they gotta stop killing the villains.
Yeah,
that's the thing where it's like they don't really reuse villains. Like we used.
And Thanos. Those are the only two.
We used Thanos for what, 8 movies, and then and now he's dead.
Just 2.
I mean, but we saw.
Yeah, I know we seen him for.
He was in mad end credits. He was in at least 5 end credits. It was like, yo, Thanos is coming.
2 end credits.
He was crazy though.
Wasn't he in like
he was in the first Avengers. Then he was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
When he was sitting on a chair. Then it was one where he got a stone. It was one.
Okay, so he's in 3 because I think he said I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
And then he was in Guardians of the Galaxy. He talked more, and then he was in Infinity.
Yeah, didn't he kill homeboy that had all the shit? What's the
Collector?
Yeah, the Collector.
That happened in the movie though.
It did?
Yeah, that happened in Infinity War.
I'm stupid. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? The only 2 villains that they didn't kill was fucking Abomination and Loki.
And they don't even use Abomination because he's in the fucking Universal hellhole. They don't have the rights to Hulk stuff, so they don't even use Abomination.
Yeah.
And they turn Hulk into a pussy. So
yeah,
sucks.
Do you think they reboot Hulk?
I hope so. I didn't. After retrospect, I don't really like Professor Hulk as much.
Nah,
It's all right, but I was like, yeah, I don't really like this. It seemed off.
No, it's how they use them.
Yeah,
is the way you don't like them. But you know the actual like
if they had actually used,
if he'd actually like use his smarts and his fucking strength, it'd have been some dope shit. But
It's gonna be World War Hulk.
yeah, but nah, we got a nigga taking selfies and
All right, being kind and shit.
giving niggas tacos.
I mean, if we get Grey Hulk at some point, that'll be dope.
That'd been cool.
If we get Red Hulk
Red
at some
Hulk
point,
shit, that'd been cool. Get fucking She-Hulk would have been cool, some shit like that.
I heard some shit about She-Hulk in Phase 4. I don't know if it's
that'd be
true
cool.
or not.
Yeah.
Like even the new Avengers is supposed to have like She-Hulk. It's supposed to have
A-Force, right?
yeah, like Dazzler in it. It's supposed to have
Dazzler.
Dazzler.
Somebody else. I forgot.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
Singing and got blown up.
I don't know, man. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dark Phoenix.
Speaking of Phoenix.
Shit is already getting pulled.
This Phoenix will not rise from the ashes.
From half of its theaters in its third week.
I mean, it was a box office bomb. What you want him to do?
Yeah.
Yank.
Like, yo, Dark Phoenix has become the movie that you can fuck in. Like,
yeah, because nobody in there.
There's nobody in there, so you go there, get your shit off, and like be out.
I'm not even gonna finish this film.
Yeah, nah. I'm about to just fucking leave. Yo, those used to be the days, yo.
Fucking leave.
Yo.
You need a dark room and nobody there?
Yes, anybody never sit in the last row of any theater. Never.
I'm trying to figure out what movie I got
Nasty
blowjob
shit.
to.
I don't think I don't think I ever got some head. I think I was nasty. I'm a nasty nigga.
Was it
man.
Texas Chainsaw?
Oh, I'm scared for my kids, man. I don't want to go nowhere.
Yeah, you got girls too.
Yeah, I don't want to go nowhere, man. I mean, I've come to the realization that one day it's gonna happen, but I'm just like, God, I don't want to.
Yeah, but you gotta keep that day as far away as possible.
Yo, if I could keep my daughters lame until like 25, yo, I swear to God, I would.
I did it.
I did it.
I achieved it.
So as soon as I hit, you can do what the fuck you want now. 25, you can go over there. Yeah, but then they gonna be like whack when they get out there in the world. Like they ain't gonna find husbands and shit.
Well, let them be whack, nigga. I want to tell you, dog. It's one or the other, nigga.
I know, right? You dead if you do, dead if you don't.
Right? It's one or the other, nigga.
But damn, they ain't gonna be happy. They gonna be getting cheated on and shit. I don't know what to do with my life, man.
Oh, that's gotta be the worst.
Yo,
that sucks.
Yo, parenting is hard, man.
Yeah, because you don't know what kind of person they gonna end up being.
You don't know what type of.
know.
Nah, you
know these.
You don't know if she's gonna be like a dumb bitch. You don't know like that.
Damn, nigga.
I'm not trying to say, I don't mean that for like you're kidding. Exactly. I don't like try to call your kids dumb. But you don't know she's gonna be like one of them girls that like, you know. You know. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, right? Like, you know.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
you know these girls are just fucking just like let niggas do just whatever they want.
No, you used to be.
Bob, you want to jump him?
No, I'm not talking about y'all kids.
He just speaking to
in general. I mean,
no,
like,
you're speaking in the general of single parents.
That shit sound wild.
No, he's just speaking in the form of single parents. Like we're around. Like,
like
yo, you know what? The fact that we're around matters more.
Yeah, gives them
it's a fucking filter.
But it don't matter.
Yeah, because
at the end of the day, because they're still humans and they're still gonna do what they want.
Meet some dude and he can just like
and say some wild shit, just spit stupid game, and then
that's when you just intimidate that nigga.
Just stupid. No,
but that's where I say why you don't know she could be dumb because you know because you've met the chick where like you know the dude is like
yo we
like
all
why
know
you still with this nigga?
We all know dumb women.
Yeah, like why are you doing this?
Women
to
are somebody's daughters.
Yes, and they might have had a dad in their life.
They might have had,
and it might have still not have mattered. That's all I'm saying. Like you don't never know. Yes, no, I'm not saying this. I'm just saying, like, you just don't know if that's gonna happen or not.
Yeah,
you could be the best dad in the world, and at the end of the day, your daughter could still end up fucking some dumb deadbeat ass nigga.
Yes,
and being in love with him.
Dog, it happens.
And just let
him ruin her life. Like
you don't want that.
Like the cute, smart, naive ones. We might look at our daughters now as these fucking angels, but one day it's gonna happen.
One day she's gonna fucking fall in love with Tekashi 6ix9ine and be her baby down.
Exactly. and then the mere fact that, you know, our daughter might be enticed by some shit that they not used to. My daughter not used to being in the hood. So she might love a hood nigga.
Yeah.
So I'm like
rainbow color hair, the little baby is
like
running
she
around.
might like some dumbass tattooed up nigga that sell drugs and shit, but you didn't come from that.
Gang.
I lived in the hood. I didn't like a lot of hood bitches. I like the opposite of that. I was like, yo, she mad smart.
Smart.
Yeah.
You intelligent. You prosperous.
So yeah, Dark Phoenix ain't looking too good.
Yeah, we've been all over the place today. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. I don't know.
The energy, dog.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess when I'm not depressed, we good.
Yeah. Yo, we're great, yo. We can go places. Head on this shit.
All right.
But Dark Phoenix, is justified.
Yeah, nah,
because that's
it's a flop.
Yeah, because it's like you know, if you have a movie in there, let's say you lease this shit for like $2 million or some shit like that, you ain't even get that back.
Yeah,
just like fuck. Let me just get this shit out of the theaters. Toy Story 4 is here. Oh,
yep.
let me just
put
fill that
in
slot
more
up
theaters.
in there.
Plus, Spider-Man's coming out soon.
Yeah.
Other movies are coming out soon. It's just taking up space at a certain point.
My shit in the red, nigga.
Yeah, but do they yank it before the holiday weekend?
Hell yeah.
Oh, completely? No, I think they'll keep it in there because I think depending on how it gets big, they can pick up some trickle down. Like, you go to see Spider-Man and it's sold out. So, X-Men isn't sold out, obviously.
Yeah, but to do half before 4th of July weekend where you got this extended weekend where like some people might be off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You got a 4-day weekend.
Hallelujah, holla black.
I feel like people are watching it, but it's just not generating the money.
Drunk.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Okay.
Y'all hear this?
Mm-hmm.
You see this?
Yeah. As long as you come on Sunday.
I might not be here.
All right, man.
Drunk. Wednesday night. 3:31. Bottle in my hand.
Damn, nigga.
Well, you know, when you do
I
that,
punch
call
it
me.
at 3:30.
Call me.
Okay.
All right.
I'll try.
Because I might want to get drunk too.
Okay. Drunk. I'm probably not even. I'm talking shit. I'm probably not even. Really,
I know, right?
I'm asleep. I'm asleep.
Yeah.
You hear me? Sleep.
What you saying?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Fuck me up.
I'm good for that.
Well, this is what I was saying. With the whole Dark Phoenix, even if it is making money, I feel like it's generating so slow that's like fuck. It ain't gonna make.
It's
nothing.
not. Yeah.
It ain't make nothing.
Just get rid of it. Just
niggas probably going on fucking like early for that $6 shit.
Yeah, get it on that DVD sale. Try to get it back on the DVDs, Blu-ray, fucking digital sales. Try to make the money off of that.
That's gonna be in the bargain bin for like $1. That's fucked up.
Tree fitty.
Yeah, basically. And last but not least, Spider-Man Far From Home Rotten Tomatoes score is at a 91.
Hallelujah.
Heard good things.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of good things too.
Yeah, man.
Everyone who I've seen, who I follow on Twitter, talking about it seems to really enjoy it. So
yeah,
I can't wait.
You know what they did? I think it was the Collider. They put the top X-Men movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
They said for some reason they said the first one, what was it, Homecoming, is the best one. I don't think it is.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. They said Spider-Man 2, and then they said this one, Far From Home. So I'm like, I don't think.
I mean, that's their personal opinion, right?
Yeah, it is. But Homecoming?
You don't like Homecoming?
Nah, I like that.
I thought Homecoming was really good.
No, I just didn't like it because he never used the spider sense.
True.
I don't. This is my problem with Tom Holland. It's not him. He's a good Peter Parker. As Spider-Man in general, he works, but I just don't like the suit. I don't like the suit.
Well,
I feel like it's cheating.
Not Tom Holland's fault.
Yeah, no, but
you said here's my problem with Tom.
I feel like he's Batman now.
I know, but you started it with here's my problem with Tom Holland. I was like, wait, Tom Holland didn't do that.
Yeah, I know, but
he's just acting.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about him as Spider-Man in general.
Yeah.
Like he's Batman now. What's next? The Spider-Mobile? What's next? That
I mean, you talking shit, but I kind of want to see that.
I don't want to see no goddamn
I
Spider-Mobile.
want to see the Spider Copter.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. That's why I stopped. That should be dope. That's why I started reading Amazing Spider-Man. I was like, man, this nigga is a scientist. He rich.
Got blades made out of webs and shit.
Right.
Think I got a fucking spider bite that go up walls, nigga.
Yeah, but
nah, but
like they're not spoiling it, but they're kind of giving hints of what the fuck's gonna happen, like this whole multiverse thing. So they was talking about the post credits. I guess some wild shit happens.
Yeah,
like you gotta stay. They saying you gotta stay, like
because it's setting up.
Yeah.
So now you say that about the suit. Spoiler for fucking Endgame if you've not seen this shit. Sorry.
Man, fuck you.
What?
Yeah, at this point, fucking multi-billion-dollar film,
right.
And then you're listening to this
Ain't
podcast.
Re-releasing it?
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen it. But anyway, Tony Stark dies. So if that suit gets fucked up, who's gonna make a new suit?
That's what I was saying. I was like, I hope that suit goes.
So and if you've seen, obviously you've seen the trailer. It's like he's wearing different type of suit that's more like a stealth suit. Probably came for S.H.I.E.L.D., which is probably still has some technology in it, but not as much as
that's another thing.
Iron Man and
that's another thing. I don't like that they keep pulling shit from Miles Morales' storyline, because that's where Miles Morales got his suit in the comics. They got it from S.H.I.E.L.D.
I know.
Nick Fury gave it to him.
Well, because
like,
they want to do Miles, but they're like, we don't like black people, so we can't let him be the lead.
Steal everything.
So Spider-Man, I know they stole gang. They like look, they got to make
even with the fucking animated shit. How well that did? They don't like black people still.
Yeah.
not enough to make him live action Peter Parker. Oh, or else they would have did it.
Oh, we might not see that.
We've had how many? This is the third Peter Parker Spider-Man we've had. They could have did Miles.
Yeah.
It could have been damn near the same exact everything, except the nigga would have been half black and half Puerto Rican.
Yeah,
and then they
he is Puerto Rican.
But no.
Yeah, but no.
But no, there's like, nah, we're just gonna do Peter Parker again.
They would the animated.
We're gonna kill Uncle Ben again. We're just not gonna show it.
Right.
Yeah, like they could have did Miles. Like, why? Why didn't they do it?
Yeah.
Why? What stopped them? Other than the fact that like, oh, they don't think people are gonna want to watch
because
Black Spider-Man.
Black Panther wasn't out in a thought yet. And once they saw the success of Black Panther, now they know they can actually do that shit, and they'll get support from, I guess, a large black audience, and then some comic book goers. But it's not.
Or they could have did that from jump and had a real ill. So imagine Spider-Verse live act, maybe not Spider-Verse specifically, but like a lot of that feel and elements and just like the coolness live action. Imagine that with a fucking black cast.
We can imagine it, but
I'm saying they could have did that, and then that could have been their Black Panther before Black Panther.
We can imagine it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Miles is an interesting character. He has a slightly different power set than fucking Peter Parker, which would have been cool to try to see that.
He has a doper suit.
Yeah, fucking yeah. It's like, come on, man. He has a different family dynamic type of thing. It's like it's a different. There's a lot to play with that they could have done, but they just was like, nah, we're just gonna do the white man again because people are scared of black people. We don't want black people being that super.
But
Black Panther works because he's from a fictional African country, so he can just go back to where he's from. Go back to where you're from. Spider-Man lives in New York.
Yeah, but can they only do one black hero at a time?
Can they?
You got Falcon.
No, they could do more than one. Yeah, but he's not
Falcon's
amazing.
not getting no fucking
Well, he's Captain America
standalone movie.
You got a TV show?
He's Captain America.
Wait, he's not getting a standalone movie.
Oh, of course.
No, probably not.
But it's okay. So can they only do one black hero at a time?
Because why? They can't. They can do more than one white hero. So why can't they do more than one black hero?
Nigga, this is America. What the fuck you mean? That's a whole white.
And it's mad black people in America too, dog.
Yeah.
They just realized that maybe like 3 years ago.
I don't even,
like, oh, Black Panther, we can do that shit. Oh, nobody's gonna watch it. $1 billion. No, 2 billion.
I don't even think they fully realize that shit yet either.
No, we still don't got mad rights.
Nah, we still getting shot for being pregnant. We still getting indicted for being pregnant and getting my baby
shot
killed.
for being pregnant.
Yeah.
That shit was Did y'all saw that shit?
Yeah.
What, that chick that shot?
She got shot, lost the baby, and they indicted her for
they indicted her
manslaughter
for losing the child.
because she started the fight.
Okay, that's kind of.
Nah.
I don't say that's justified.
No, I'm not saying it justified.
She should get in trouble of some sort. But
then
not.
again,
they shouldn't book her for manslaughter.
Nah, well, what the fuck?
So she started a fight.
Yeah.
The chick
shot
her. The chick that shot her didn't get indicted at all. She's walking scot free.
Yeah, she lost the baby.
She lost the baby, and she's being indicted for manslaughter. That is wild. She should be in trouble, yes, because she shouldn't be starting fights, and yeah, she was pregnant, whatever. Maybe she should have something. But I don't think she should be indicted for manslaughter.
Yeah,
that's my personal opinion. That's a little wild. This is America.
Yo, America sucks.
If you're black, it kind of does
These laws
sometimes.
is fucking terrible.
It's wild. Like, oh yeah, no, I could get shot and lose my baby, and then I'm
So
getting
since when
fucking...
is a baby a baby? I don't know.
Well, no, people have been hit with manslaughter for babies.
We've been debating that shit. Like they say at conception, they say at heartbeat, they say at
It's when they feel like it. That's what it is.
Basically,
it's when you care.
When it's convenient.
When you care, it's a baby.
When it's convenient. But
I think that shit happened in Alabama.
But then if that little baby was born, y'all wouldn't have gave a fuck about it and gave it all like none of the fucking rights that.
And then would talk shit if she needed any type of government assistance. Then you'd be mad at that.
Yeah.
It's amazing how you can compartmentalize things like that. So the baby's life matters until it's born, and then the life doesn't even fucking matter to you anymore. So as long as she has the baby is the important thing, but don't give a fuck about what happens to the baby after it's born. Nah?
No.
Cool? Yeah, all right, fine. Live your life, dog. Whatever it is. It's a fucking
America.
I get angry. I gotta stop being so angry.
So at this point, right, we may or may not have an interview that's gonna get chopped in right here, right? So if you hear it,
yay.
Cool. If you don't, cool. All right, so Three Ninjas Podcast, Domino, Hess, Jones, Bobby. And right now we have on the phone, I've been wanting to talk to somebody from the South Park land for a little while, and I'm glad I got this person on the phone to actually chop it up with them and see, just to get to know some things about the show and I guess their career in general. So right now we have actor, writer, director. She's been the voice of Izzy on Digimon and Sheila Broflovsky on South Park and various other shows. We have Mona Marshall on the phone right now. Mona, how are you?
Hey.
Hello.
I'm good. I'm really good.
Now, to start with, I want to know. Originally, you wanted to study theater, and you went to LA for that. But then somehow you found your way into voice acting. Now, how does one fall into voice acting but go to LA for theater?
Well, first of all, one does not, at least in my case, fall into voice acting.
Okay.
That would be the first thing. Second thing is I started out with a degree in English and had come out to LA because my Shakespeare teacher had told me when I wanted to study theater that LACC at that time had an outstanding theater department and program, which they did. So I came out here to study, and during that time, I, with no idea of what voiceover really was, but during that time, one of my classes in voice production was taught by a man named Robert C. Board, who really talked about the fundamentals of how to use your voice. Now, he was thinking primarily for stage and for film, but I have never forgotten what it is he taught. So I knocked around L.A. and never quite fit into whatever pigeonhole they often try and fit you in. And I was teaching at a professional school for actors, and one of my students was studying with Dawes Butler. He was a fifth grader. And I had never heard of Dawes Butler. I didn't know who he was. As it turned out, he was the voice of Yogi Bear and Quick Draw McGraw, Captain Crunch. And she kept nudging me to go to this workshop. And to keep her quiet, I went. And when I did, it opened up a whole new world for me. But one of the things that I think bugs most actors who are primarily voice actors is that there is some difference between acting and voice acting.
Okay.
Dawes used to say, if you cannot act in a 30-second commercial, maybe you can't act. So every skill I learned as an actor for theater, I have been able to apply in voiceover.
Now, how do you discover that you can do voices, though? Like you can, change the pitch or the tone of your voice to actually...
Well, part of that I learned in that voice production class, because our assignment every week was to take a classical piece, either from the Greeks or from Shakespeare, take a monologue, and be able to use the various parts of our voice.
Okay.
So we had already learned those, and if any of your people listening have gone on to my YouTube channel and heard Voices for Fun, I talk about all of that. I mean, if you really pay attention and listen, besides hopefully being entertained, I really do show you and tell you how to use those different aspects of your voice, which means there are ways to work in a higher range and also in a lower range. So, yeah, and then I studied, at the same time I was studying opera. I was also studying improvisation and used to, off the wall, had a little branch where we went into a club at that time, I think it was called the Rose. And basically people would give us 3 words and we had to connect them via, phony opera. And the great thing about opera is you're holding on a note for a long enough time to figure out what a rhyme might be.
Right.
So, and also an improv class, and I briefly, as a guest, went to Brian Cummings' workshop and realized that I could do children, and especially little boys. I have the right range for that. So a lot of my little boy voices came out of that, and I created actually a family with Margaret Elizabeth, who is 5 years old, and her older brother Mikey. That would be me, Margaret Elizabeth. Okay, I can speak for myself. And out of those 2 characters, I began to use exactly what I just told you. Part of it is knowing who your character is. For instance, this character, who's kind of a smartass, is not going to be the same as this character, who is not, even though the voice placement is basically the same. So, in doing a role like Izzy, when I auditioned for that, Izzy from Digimon, they needed somebody, because he was the computer whiz, who could do exposition and do it quickly. So if you take a little boy voice, about 10 years old, and you make sure that you're coming from an acting place where he's smart and he's quick, and you place that tone forward right behind your teeth, what you're going to get is somebody who can speak really quickly and precisely and still get a point across, okay? And he also has a very distinct sounding voice.
Right.
It's all acting.
Now,
acting and knowing how to voice.
Right. Now, I was watching the Voices for Fun, and there are like 5 methods that you use, I guess, to change the voices. One is like nasal, then there's something with the jaw. Can you explain the 5, I guess, types?
Sure. Nasal. What you're talking about is where you're directing air.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Then there's a reason why, we work on breathing, because without support, you got nothing.
Right.
So this is all about you being a director of your own airflow. So nasal is directed into the nasal, right? And from that, you can do all kinds of variations. Like, so you go from doing this to a little bit of adenoidal, where you're stopping the flow into the nose, and you have adenoidal. So actually, they're really the same thing. One is where you're letting air flow to the nose, and one is where you're stopping it.
Okay.
And then you have oral, which is where you direct the air into your jaw. And if any of you know who Jimmy Stewart is, that is his natural placement was very oral.
Yeah.
So he would talk like this, I'm Jimmy Stewart. And from there you can do, once again, you have the placement, then you have to think in terms of what's the character. So if you wanted to do a really snooty little voice, like, this one, you would have, this is all right in my jaw, dear, but now I'm being very precise, as opposed to, if I wanted to make a real big jaw movement, then we go into the South and we got a whole different sound now, don't we, boy? Yeah, I think so. So that's oral, and then guttural. Think in terms of that airflow being slightly stopped as it goes over your vocal folds. So you have that kind of a sound, which I've used in all kinds of games.
Right.
Oh, yeah, looking real good there. And then aspirate, that is where you're barely letting that air touch over your vocal folds. So it would be something like this. Oh, yes. I understand exactly what you want. And there is where you really need to be able to articulate precisely. And then the last one, 5, there are some people, including it sounds like yourself, who have a very resonant sound. That is the type of sound or placement when you are using the very, how do I say this? It's the most resonant sound you have. It's the richest sound you have. It sounds like you have a lot of that naturally. I do not. The good part is that you'd probably be, if you were wanting to do that, get a part of an announcer before I would. Because that's the kind of sound you hear when that wonderful, today we're going to see this character and she's going to do this. How you find that, though, I learned in that voice production class, and that is you find the lowest tone you can make comfortably. And then you work on a lot of NGs, NG sounds, like ring, king. There used to be if you take your finger and put it on the side of your nose, okay, up near where you'd have your glasses, okay? Now you should be able to feel this just on your own natural voice because you sound quite resonant.
Right.
But the exercise was you find the lowest voice, the lowest note. So here we are, that's mine. And the exercise was, the king is groaning and roaming around the room. And once you get into that placement, then you begin to work from there. So a lot of times if I'm doing narration or I'm doing a voice that's, like computer voice, it would be using that kind of sound.
Okay.
More of an announcer sound. So there you go.
Now,
Those are the 5.
Is there much room for improv when you do voiceovers, or must you like stick to the script exactly?
Well, it depends. In a lot of games, there is, as long as you stay within the parameters of what they need in that line. Certainly, in original animation, there's tons of room. Once again, you are following what the writer has in mind. So it's like anything else. If you were doing a part in a film, it depends. Most, in my opinion, the better directors I've worked with allow for that room, but that also means that my responsibility is to stay in character and really know what's going on in the scene. Something like, so original animation, it's a lot easier to do that. And usually I'll say, I'd like to try something. When I'm doing dubbing things like for Digimon, you have to match the sync of the characters. So there's less room unless the original script needs a lot of rewriting, in which case there's more room for that. South Park, not really, because how South Park is done is, Trey writes everything, gets up and goes into the recording room and records. So by the time I get there, usually Tuesday nights at 10 o'clock, I'm listening to his voice and sometimes watching animatic and sometimes watching full animation. So my job in that instance is to kind of work backwards. What's really going on? You got to remember, Trey is a genius. And, all this is happening in his mind, and he's writing it, and then he's going in and recording it. Now, sometimes that changes. By the time they get to whatever I'm doing, either Kyle's mom or I also do Butter's mom and Mrs. Clinton and Red, by the time they get to my character, the intent of the scene might have changed. So sometimes I'm doing, just the lines, but usually I'm listening to Trey. And it's very, very important as an actor to really figure out what he means by the way he's saying it.
Right.
Because, it's not just a line. It's what's behind the line. And I find that very challenging, especially if I'm having to match sync as well. And the recording engineer down there is just brilliant. So I'm very fortunate. I get a lot of support from the script supervisor, Mark, and from Bruce, who's the sound producer, because they have watched people go in, oh, this is the way this scene is happening. So they can give me really good information, input.
Now, you took over the role of Kyle's mom in 1999. Now, before you took over that role, did you watch South Park prior?
Never. There's an interesting story behind that, and actually, technically, it was 2000, not 99, because Mary Kay died in 99.
Right.
Mary Kay had called me, and she couldn't say what the show was. But I knew she was doing this show, and then once she got the show and it was on the air, at that time we used to do voiceover people. We used to do benefits for various things. We did, I think our first one was for AIDS. And so Mary Kay in 99, she and I were doing a benefit for vocal, and we were in the chorus. And, she would talk about the show a little bit and how generous the guys were. I think at that time her mom had been diagnosed with cancer and did not have medical insurance. And she said they had been very generous in that capacity. So everyone in my business was totally shocked because that was August.
Right.
And she committed suicide in November. And an incredibly talented and very generous person. I mean, what got me through listening, because, when the call came out that these they were already in the season. And so when the call came out that, they needed replacement, the only thing that got me through listening to her voice without just falling apart was Mary Kay was the kind of person who would say to you, hey, listen, Mona, I'm not available for this, but you know what? You go, take my blessing. And I mean it. That was exactly how she was. So, and especially November, every November I think about that.
Was it hard to make that character your own?
Being a Jew, not really.
Not really?
She had somebody in her family like that. And, well, here's the thing. you find that in voiceover, there are certain rhythms you have. I had spent a few years doing Joan Rivers at conventions and for different things. And if you listen to Joan Rivers and you listen, oh, come on, what are you doing? Get, wake up and smell the decaf. That's Joan.
Right.
Mrs. Roflowski is, oh, Kyle, I had no idea chickenpox was such a dangerous idea. I'll tell you what, darling, don't you get sick on me because I will have a fit.
Oh my God, it's bugging me out.
I mean, now that's where placement, not rhythm, because they have very similar rhythm, and not all the New York Jews sound the same either.
Right.
But Joan's placement was very throaty. Oh, really? Oh, you think so? And that wasn't just because of her age, because, you know, when I was doing her, she wasn't, you know, the age she was when she passed.
Right.
Kyle's, I don't think so. Kyle's mom, if you could see my face right now, that's a lot more movement and a lot more space in the mouth.
Now, South Park, the show, right, offends people on a weekly basis, right? Now, being Jewish, nothing in that show, like, does anything offend you when it comes to this show? Like, anything they write, anything that Cartman says, just anything?
You do know I'm actually writing a series that we hope to sell called Adventures of Puss and
Puss
Dick.
and
right?
Dick, yeah, I know that. But you don't know when it comes to people's sensibilities about their religion. That's a whole different monster.
Well, but here's the thing, honey. They skewer everybody.
Right.
There's not any. They are really after skewering hypocrisy, and most of us are ignorant about something.
Right.
You know, there are people that don't have any idea what a Jewish person, and not all Jews go through the same thing. Just like not all black people go through the same thing. All Mexican people don't go through the same thing. We all have differences. Part of what I think South Park does is it makes us aware so that we don't stay in ignorance. And somebody who doesn't want to be aware is sure as hell not going to be watching South Park.
Right.
True. Very true.
So, I mean, we all are ignorant about something. And basically what they're saying is, well, you know, if you continue to be ignorant when you don't have to be, you got a problem.
Yes.
So no, am I offended by it? No. Is it necessarily my favorite kind of comedy? Not necessarily.
Okay.
Doesn't mean it's not good.
Right. You're right. Because I've been watching since I was about 8 years old, and I haven't had a problem with anything yet. They've gone at everybody that I can think of.
No, and you grew up in a time, honey, that was a lot less conservative.
Right.
You know, I'm a little girl from St. Louis, Missouri. I'd have gotten slapped across the face many times for a lot of what's on that show.
Right.
You know, so our consciousness has been open more, and thanks to shows like South Park. My show that I'm working on, however, deals more with the solution of those problems rather than just the problem. And it's something that's been really close to me for about 10 years. This is not it really grew out of a relationship, the idea of, you know, people who are in a relationship, a couple relationship. But as the show has developed, and now I'm actually working with Mark Munley, who is a script supervisor for South Park, who I've known now for 20 years. And when a friend who I had met, who's a writer, who does a lot of pitching of his own stuff, said to me, you know, you need more shock and awe. You need to work with somebody. The first person I thought of was Mark. So I called him, and he's been on board. And in 4 weeks, we've done an enormous amount of work. So, you know, and he's around that writing, I mean, all the time. So I'm bringing one thing to the table, he's bringing something else, and thank goodness we really work well together.
All right, so let's talk about Puss and Dick, right? So Puss and Dick, a survivor's guide to relationships, right? Now, this is based on your relationship between you and your husband, or like loosely based on y'all?
Oh, yeah. It was originally called Sal and Mo. But, you know, what does that mean? And actually, as it's developed, remember, it actually started as a gift idea in the early 90s.
Okay.
What was happening is I saw that a lot of couples, you know, around our age, they were getting married, they were having kids, and what happens is you spend less time, you know, being present for one another. And so then, okay, well, we'll get away for a weekend, you know, and well, then there's all that pressure. You know, as opposed to the gift was actually 12 seduction scenarios written in recipe style that I did in a booklet. I'm also an artist, and each recipe, as it got more graphic, was surrounded by a pen and ink heart. And I wrote a song called Let My Lips Do the Walking. So that was there, and there was a black garter and a little pillow. And this is 8.5 by 11.
Right.
A little pillow with a pocket that said, how to prepare your love. So the idea would be that rather than, having all this pressure, that you take 5 minutes a day and just be present for one another. I got investors, but didn't know how to get it off the ground. But the idea of people communicating better and celebrating our sexuality never left. So, I go on in my career, doing voiceover. And back in the day before we were using iPads for our scripts. And by the way, we still use scripts at South Park.
Right.
But they're, you're only getting the segment of what you're doing. I used to, because it would take so long, especially if they were dubbing and they weren't using Pro Tools or what, it would take forever to get everything to fit. So I'd sit there and I'd draw all kinds of things. And one of the things, how do I say this? I believe that male and female energy, and this is not a new concept, it's the concept of yin yang. If you know what the symbol is.
Right, yeah.
Working together. So a lot of the artwork I have, I'm looking around my house, is erotica.
Okay.
It is the idea of female within male and growth. So, and that we complement each other, and yet,
right,
even in a gay relationship, usually I would think one aspect is going to be more masculine energy, one's going to be more feminine energy. So the idea, I started drawing this little penis and vagina, and I realized that but they were cute, cute
penis and vaginas.
And I realized that nobody would know what in the world Sal and Mo was, but a nickname, especially in England, for a vagina is a puss, or for a female is a puss, and Dick is just it's a common name for Richard.
For Richard, right?
which I will never understand, but it is. Okay?
Yeah, right.
So I thought, okay, Puss and Dick. And then the more I started developing it in the last, 5 years, I realized that what do we all have in common? Regardless of, who or what we are on the outside, we all lean more toward feminine energy or masculine energy, just like zeros and ones. So the idea that I could create a series based on, but not just a couple, because it doesn't matter. It could be two friends. It could be an employer and an employee. And then fast forward to about 6 weeks ago, I thought this was going to be one puss, one dick, but they would take on different roles. It's like if you were going to be in an ensemble theater company. One day you might be doing Shakespeare, the next day you might be doing Mulder. Every week you'd be somebody else. And then because I have been open to ideas, I did this pre-pitch at a little place that I love over here called Base Camp High Horse, Dinette, and I had met some writers, like Alex Craven, who ended up really helping me. And Mark, by that time when we did the animatic, I had invited Mark in to punch up the script and to direct. It was a little animatic, and that's what I presented, along with what we call an animation Bible.
Okay.
And Alex said, can I see the Bible? And then how about if we meet next week? And man, he was great. He said, you really should get another writer on there and develop it. And then once he did that, everything shifted. So now we have a whole little town. And right now the town is called Humanity Harbor. And so Mark and I have been working like little busy beavers on redoing the Bible. And then my original illustrator, Ani, is right now working on changing up the look.
Okay.
So this takes an enormous amount of work. But I totally believe that it can not only be funny and entertaining, but it can also help people to take a moment and think about how much communication can make all of our lives better. All you got to do, honey, is look at what's happening in our world. Look at what's happening in the disparity in this country.
Mm-hmm. Now,
so that's really the heart of what it's about. Yeah.
Now, in this PC society, do you think the public will be receptive to that kind of brash, in-your-face representation of like love?
Well, South Park hasn't done badly.
You're right, but just like
you said, first of all, it's not going to ever be a network show, nor would I want it to.
Yeah,
be.
hell no.
But you know, if the public can accept 4 little boys who are total hellions getting into trouble, I don't see why they would have trouble accepting this, especially if the characters are cute and smart.
Yeah, you'd be surprised nowadays.
Well, the thing of it is, we all have passion about something, sweetie.
Right.
And honest to God, I believe that this is something that's working through me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've spent a lot of time thinking about this, and part of it is I do have a good relationship with my husband. I do have a good relationship with the people I work with, and that is all about taking a moment, really listening and focusing, and being open to the fact that that I might need to see things differently.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you think for just a moment, if that was what was going on in this country, especially in politics, or in any other problematic area, from people who don't pick up their dog crap to the homeless, you tell me that there's not a need for us to begin to think outside of the box and think differently. Now, that has a lot to do with masculine and feminine energy.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
When they work together. I study Tai Chi with a Tai Chi master. God bless him. He's wonderful. And one of the things I have learned is that you look at yin energy, which is the feminine, as being weaker, only because it's within. Okay, you think about how men and women are wired.
Right.
In terms of genitalia. Ours is inside, yours is outside, okay? Right. But the point is, you have more strength when you have yin working with yang than you do just by yang by itself. So, without, being preachy and so on and so forth, that's really what I'm trying to get across.
Okay, good.
So there'll be some people who say, oh, this is about genitalia, walking around, I can't do that. There's going to be a lot of smart people, because I do not think we have a lot of dumb people in the United States. I think we have a lot of ignorant people in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
But who isn't ignorant about something? We all are.
We all are, yeah. Yes.
My hope is that we start breaking down those walls and see what our commonality is.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we've got a puss. They're all pusses or they're all dicks, because that is pretty damn basic if you think about it.
Basically, if you think about it. Now, since your voice is your livelihood, what routines or steps do you do to take care of it on like a daily basis?
Well, I do exercise every single day, because so much of that is about breathing.
Okay.
So I do yoga, I do Pilates, I do Tai Chi, and I try and walk almost every day.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a dog, you know that you have to do that.
Right.
But one of the things I have noticed is I'm very careful about going to parties and events, because the tendency is to be talking like this because there's a lot of people. I try not to go places where there's smoking. I don't drink, not because I don't think it's wonderful, as long as you don't get drunk on your ass every day.
Right.
But it's just not something I do well with. So I try and watch my food intake. I don't eat a lot of sugar. So basically, you live as healthy a lifestyle as you can.
Mm-hmm.
But I try not to be in places where I'm going to be talking like this a lot, because after a while, it really just puts a strain on your vocal cords.
Right. Now, how often do you stay in that creative headspace where you're like listening to everyday voices and trying to craft different characters in your head? I guess I want to say.
It never stops.
Never stops? Is that annoying though? After a while?
It can be it can be if I don't take breaks.
Right.
It's one of the reasons why we still have a very healthy sexual relationship. Thank you very much.
Hey.
I'm so glad I'm married, I have to tell you. But it helps. It does. And, we have that in common, and I'm grateful for that. But I try to do things that I won't go into detail about in terms of being of service outside of myself, and that helps.
Mm-hmm.
I read to children, and that's very creative, so that it's not so much that the voices stop, but if they're directed in a positive way,
Mm.
then they become positive instead of negative.
Right.
And also, like on this project, it doesn't stop, but it's not interfering.
Okay.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this podcast right now.
Right.
I can't do that. I've got to think.
Right.
So all of that helps, and I love the idea of sharing some of the knowledge and some of the knowledge that's been helpful to me, and some of the technique that's been helpful to me. I love being able to share that with fans or with people who are interested.
Now, as a voice actor, what was your first gig?
I think my very first gig. Let me think about this, because I'm never sure whether it's. It was radio, and it was. I think it went like this. I think my first gig was either commentary about the Buddy Holly story, or it was doing a Scottish Maid on Heartbeat Theater that Dawes directed. And then my first major gig that was SAG was doing the voice replacement for Alexander in Bergman's Fanny and Alexander, and that was really a trip. Playing a live action little boy who I thought was going to be seduced at one point. That was really I remember they showed us the film first, and I'm going, really?
Yeah.
It's going to be something I'm going to have to talk to somebody about. If you know the film as it happens, he does not get seduced, but he's a very introspective little boy, and the fact that Bergman really liked what we had done with the dub made me feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And I was dating Sal then, so Sal's watching the film. He's looking at me, he's going, that really came out of you?
Right.
Who am I dating? So that was a lot of fun.
Now, how did you meet your husband?
I'm sorry?
So how did you meet your husband, Sal?
Oh, my God.
Oh, it's a story.
I met my husband because I'm a very loyal, loving wife, even to my first husband.
Okay.
My first husband, God bless him, was, I think he was bipolar.
I'm with you.
But, there you go.
I got the same story.
Hopefully, if you're talking about yourself, you have good meds.
No, he doesn't.
And this, that's only a guess on my part. But
You're right.
He had this pattern where he would get very enthusiastic about something, and I was the primary breadwinner. He would get very enthusiastic about something, and then he would drop it. So he had difficulty hanging on to a job, and he was a very bright man. And I had met him in college.
Mm-hmm.
He was my first husband. So he had gotten involved in a personal business and was very enthusiastic. He liked the fact that it applied spiritual principles to a business set. And I thought, so finally, being a supportive wife, I went with him to one of these meetings. And he was dead on. And, of course, being the person I am, it was exactly the opposite. I got involved to be a supportive wife.
Right.
And he, as his pattern, he dropped it. And by that time, we had other people that were involved and so on and so forth. And his sister-in-law had come into town and was looking for a small business that she could start without it costing a lot of money. So I brought her to this meeting. Now, let me backtrack. I have been a club singer. I've written my own stuff. I am a firm believer in that if you make a commitment to somebody, you live up to that commitment.
Right.
And there's no way in hell I would ever have cheated on my husband. That's not to say that during the years I was married to my first husband, I was attracted to other men. I certainly was. When you're out performing and guys are, telling you how wonderful you are, it's easy to, buy into that rather than realize it's a line and you're committed.
Right.
So I never acted on that. And I used to be very attracted to very intelligent men or, guys that were. So I had been talking to the woman who's been a spiritual guide for me for many, many years, and I knew the marriage was deteriorating. And she kept telling me, you must either accept that your first husband, I mean, obviously, there was no second husband. Your husband is never going to change.
Right.
And accept that fact, or you have to make a decision to move on. So I was getting ready to ask him for a separation. My friend suggested to me that I wait until my sister-in-law left town.
Okay.
I went to this meeting, took one look at Sal Ionati, and oh my God.
Smitten.
I was more than smitten. I mean, I'm an artist, and he has this face with a long jaw, and I wanted to touch his face.
Right.
So at that point, I knew it was time to go home and ask my first husband for a divorce. Not a divorce, a separation. So I did.
Oh, yeah, you gotta go.
I said, well, no, I did not say it. It was not that. It was blatant. I said, I think we should separate. He said, okay.
Okay.
Damn, that was it.
And by the way, I had heard rumor that he was thinking about having an affair with somebody, unbeknownst to me. So I was not feeling too bad about this.
Right.
And so I said, okay, then you have to move out. He said, why? I said, because I pay the rent.
Goddamn
so
right.
It took him about 3 weeks. In the meantime, Sal was calling me every morning, and we would just talk. That's all we did was talk. And we got to know each other, and then my then husband moved out, and about a few weeks later was already moved in with another woman. So at that
resourceful
point, I
guy.
thought, okay.
See what it is now.
So that is how I met my first husband.
Right. Shout out to Sal. I like Sal.
Slightly naughty, too.
Right. I mean, hey,
But,
it is what it is. It happens to the best of us.
But I will say this. I really needed to know who he was before and this is just me, you know.
Yeah.
I did not grow up in the age of, oh, wow, I like you, you're attractive, let's screw.
Right.
I wanted to make sure that it was somebody, that I really cared about and who cared about me. So.
Oh, that's sweet love. Puss and dick. That's love.
You betcha, baby.
Yeah.
It comes from love. But the thing of it is all of us can come from that place.
Right.
I mean, seriously, you think about it. You take a moment to really get to know somebody, there'd be many fewer divorces.
Right, yeah. So many.
And a lot happier marriages.
Shut up, man.
Mom, you okay?
Mike.
You okay over there, man? All right. Now,
I wish I had a tape of you guys right now.
Nah, because when she said about the her husband being bipolar, I had a wife that was bipolar, so I know exactly what that feels like.
Oh man, I can't.
It's hard.
Yeah,
if you were dealing with somebody who is bipolar, and see, I didn't even know that. I mean, you got to remember, you're going back a lot of years.
Right.
Bipolar, I think more people knew about bipolar because there were so many actors.
Yeah.
Once I realized what that pattern was, later on I realized that was probably what was going on. But I also had a sister and a father. My father was, his background was, he was Lithuanian Jew. I mean, he wasn't from Lithuania. His parents were.
Okay.
He had bipolar genes. My sister had bipolar genes. Her children and her grandchildren are all bipolar. But by the time she had her children, there was medication available. People knew what it was. My poor sister, nobody knew why she was having tantrums and why she was, why she couldn't cope. And, as a matter of fact, she did get help. She did lead a somewhat productive life. We never had a relationship, but her children and their children at least have the awareness and the means to get help. But that's a terrible disease to have to live with.
Right.
And once again, it's a mental illness, so people are very non-accepting. Goes back to what am I trying to do with Adventures of Puss and Dick? Trying to at least give people an awareness so that we're not about excluding people, but about including them in the society and being able to understand and help. Not everybody fits into a little freaking box.
Right. Now, speaking on bipolar and things like that, are like voice actors allowed to have a bad day because everything you're going through comes through the mic and, you have to obviously use your voice and some days you're just not there mentally?
That's really a question for a producer. I have never shown up to a session not able to put aside what's going on with me and be present.
Okay.
Now, I did have one incident. I had knee surgery, and I was due to see my doctor that afternoon because it kept oozing.
Mm.
And I got myself to the studio. Fortunately, it was, I was the only one involved, so it wasn't like, oh my gosh, there's a whole group depending on me as well. And it was, I think it was the director was being Skyped in from, I think, Korea.
Mm.
And I got to the session, and the engineer took one look at me and said, "Oh, I think you need to go home."
Mm.
And at first I didn't want to, but I was in such pain that I hate to say this, but I literally agreed to go home, and we rescheduled.
Mm.
And literally, fortunately, it wasn't a long distance, but I oozed. There was ooze as I got back to my car. How I made it home, I don't know. And I had already arranged for a friend of mine to take me to the doctor, and they put me in the hospital that day. It was an infection. But, I was taught early on in theater that A, anybody can be replaced.
Mm.
B, this is a privilege to be able to use what you love to earn your living.
Mm-hmm.
So, and directors and producers, unless you're under the gun. Oh my God, I got a South Park story to tell you. Do you remember the season where Kyle's mother broke the internet?
Yeah, yes.
That was very rough. I had a sinus infection. Trey was also sick, and a lot of, how things are, you're working closely with a lot of people, and they work long hours. There was a lot of people were sick, and I was called in early to do lines for her. I think. All right, so their new week begins on a Thursday, and it ends on Tuesday night. So that Thursday, I'd gone in thinking, I think it was either Thursday or I think it was Thursday, and I was doing a lot of shouting, and I had a sinus infection. If I shout, and the sinus infection is too far in, I can lose my voice. So I did the best I could, knowing that we can always pick up lines, but do the best I could, thinking, oh, they won't call me in until Saturday. I got a call from my agent that they needed me Friday afternoon. I said, Arlene, I'm really afraid I'm not going to have the voice. So they would have gotten somebody to do a rough, but they decided, well, let's wait till Saturday. So I rested and did everything in my power, took a lot of emergency, took a lot of tea, everything I could to get my voice in shape. So Saturday morning, I show up, and Trey's there too, not feeling well.
Right.
So we did it. And then anything we needed to pick up, we picked up Tuesday. But that, I got to tell you, because that is such a tight schedule, you're talking about Tuesday night airing the next day.
The next day, yeah.
There is no wiggle room there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With the job that I had to reschedule, there's wiggle room, on a game. There is no job in town that has this kind of deadline. None.
Yeah, because South Park is pretty fast.
None.
Yeah.
A quick turnaround.
I was gonna ask that because a lot of times, like, something will happen during the week, and South Park will pick up on it on the next new episode. Like, it could happen maybe Sunday or Monday, and they're already up on it. So, when that happens, are there a lot of like rewrites and just like schedule conflicts with certain voice actors, or do you guys just is that
you have
in
to
your
remember,
contract?
who's going to book me besides South Park at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday night?
I don't know. You never know. I don't know. I don't live in Hollywood. I don't know what happens.
No. And here's the thing: when South Park is in session, I don't go out of town.
Okay.
It used to be when the schedule was different that I would go back to Philadelphia during Thanksgiving. But when the guys got married and they started having their own kids,
right,
the schedule changed. But they used to record me in Philadelphia for that time. And also remember, Chef was recorded out of New York.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He very rarely was in L.A. So they knew that they could do that. It's just it's so much easier when you don't have to do that. And now that my father-in-law has passed away, we don't go back to Philly anyway. And they're always off on Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Which is nice. I mean, you got to remember, everybody who started, 22, 23 years ago, they were all, in their early 20s.
Yeah.
Now so many of the people working that show are married and have children and have family, so they have week breaks in between, which is nice.
Okay.
I mean, I think they have 2 or 3 1-week breaks in between the 10 shows.
Okay. Now, do you have a dream role that you want to play?
Yes.
What's that?
The many aspects of Puss and Puss in Boots.
Just want to play the Puss.
I'm not joking.
No,
That's going to be one.
I know you're serious.
Great job.
Uh-huh.
I'm being serious. I want to write and I want to produce my own show with a wonderful group of people and do a lot of the characters on it.
Okay, so that's your passion project right now.
My Puss and Dick. Huh?
so that's your passion project at this moment.
No, that is my passion project for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say I don't like doing a lot of other stuff. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a thing coming up, a game, and the character is wonderful. she's mad.
Uh-oh.
I'm playing a mad woman.
Can you speak on it?
So yeah, I mean, I love doing what I'm doing. But you asked me what my dream job is. That's it. I mean, in writing these characters and working these characters out with Mark and with our illustrator, it's exciting.
Mm.
It's really exciting to because I'm thinking, I want to keep the cast down to people who can do multiple voices. Because to me, that's an actor's dream.
Mm.
You kidding me? Doing multiple voices on a show?
Right.
It's the best.
Now, are you able to speak on the game that you're working on at all, or no?
This game, yes, is called Moons of Madness. And there's a couple other ones that are in, and there's a few guest shots on a Disney thing I can't talk about.
Mm.
But what I know about Moons of Madness is it seems very, very well written.
Mm.
I'm not sure what company it is, but when I went in to do her the first time, I asked if I could talk about it. And it's being directed by Rob King, who's just really wonderful. I've known him for years. And, it's wonderful to play a mad woman.
Right.
Basically, I'm trying to kill my son.
Sounds like a game I want to play. I'm down. Now,
one of the most fun games I ever did, though, was doing Helga on Ratchet and Clank. I loved her. That's what you're going to do now. Yeah. Come here, let me look at you.
That's fucking insane. I didn't know that. I gotta do more research. I'm stupid. So now,
You're not stupid.
I know. But another thing I wanted to ask. Now, you do the voices for fun on YouTube. Now, do you teach classes outside of doing that on YouTube, or?
I do on Skype, not Skype, on what's it called?
Hangout.
I do. That's what I wanted you guys to use.
If
you go online,
Zoom.
I do it online.
Oh,
Zoom. Thank you so much. I'm glad one of us has a mind or this afternoon. I do it on Zoom, and it actually works out really well.
Mm.
You have to remember that the class I teach is about production. This is not a class you want to take every week.
Right.
It's a class you might want to take 2-3 times a year.
Okay.
Because what I want to teach you is how to do stuff that you can use every single day.
Okay.
And then you play with that. I had a guy, just wonderful. He was in the Army, 23 years old. Really didn't have much training in this area, but boy, he had a really good ear, which meant he could do impressions, which you often need because a lot of times you'll start with an impression and then riff from there.
Right.
This guy was so good, and I encouraged him. I said, come up with 5 characters, work on the placements for them, and start doing it as stand-up. Start using them as stand-up because that's a good way to get seen and a good way, if you're not being hired. And plus, when he gets out of the Army, he was a Marine. He was a Marine. It's a good thing to then really pursue because as a Marine, he could pursue it a little bit in terms of going, when they go out, he can do stand-up, because they have open mic. So I really encourage that. It's wonderful. Either that or get with a good improv group.
Right.
Or class.
Okay.
Where are you guys from?
Connecticut.
New York? Connecticut. Oh, Connecticut. That's nice. You're not far from New York.
Yeah,
no.
It's an hour train ride. It's not that far.
Yeah.
So are you guys all into doing voiceover or acting? Are you an ensemble group? What are you?
basically just 3 podcasters. We do if you I suggest that you never listen to our show. But we do like voices every now and then. You know, we're pretty animated. We're pretty, you know, out there and wayward group of black men. I don't know how else to put it. We're very animated and out there. We trying to ruffle some feathers, I guess.
So let me ask you a question. Can you do any white guy voices?
Yeah, on command, probably not.
My close friend across the street, Xavier X. She and I walk our dog.
Right.
Now she is a black woman from the South originally. And every once in a while, we'd be walking, and X will come on with a white valley girl like you would not believe. And she is not an actor, honey.
Right.
She's not. So we do lots of play together. Sometimes they're 2 little black girls. Sometimes they're nasty little white teenagers.
Right.
We have a lot of fun.
Yeah, we do
And
different voices.
that's a lot of it, too. You got to have fun.
Yeah,
Got to have fun.
it's a lot that goes on in the studio. So.
Yeah, we don't think we're getting anywhere.
No,
I think I can tell that from here.
It's a lot going on. Now,
we definitely have fun.
Yeah, we definitely have fun. Now, does Puss and Dick have a date that is coming out, or is it still in production right now?
No, because remember, we're in the stages of developing a strong enough pitch and Bible, because we got to then go to people, right? You know, the people that actually say, here's money to do this. And so I've been very fortunate. Like I said, Alexander Craven, who's a guy, you know, I just met. We were talking one day at this place that I hang out. He gave me some really good advice, and he's been kind of mentoring us along, Mark and I. And we're hoping that we have strong enough pitch that somebody says, okay, here's money to do X amount of them, and we'll get it on air. So you guys out there, keep your fingers crossed, because I think this could really be a lot of fun.
We're looking forward to it. So now, Mona, where can everyone find you on the Instagrams and the social medias and YouTube and things like that?
On Instagram, let me see, because I want to make sure I don't screw this up, or my media consultant may kill me. I have my little card right here.
We'll plug it in.
Okay,
We got it.
Thank you. Please plug me.
Yeah.
Plug me as much as you want. Okay, on Instagram, it's Mona Marshall Voices.
Okay.
And on Twitter, it's the Mona Marshall.
Okay. How about YouTube?
And you can also go to my website, which is, and there you can actually, your fans can write if they want. I sell autographed pictures, and they can find out about, you know, one-on-one lessons. And that's monamarshall.net.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Mona, I enjoyed this conversation. I really appreciate you for the laughs that you've given us in this episode in South Park for these many, many years. It was an honor and a privilege to talk to you.
Well, same at you. I appreciate what you guys are doing. Keep having lots of fun and getting it out there.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You have a good
You're
day, all
welcome.
right?
Take care now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So, with that being said, picks. What do we have?
Dorkly on YouTube.
Oh, yeah,
Dorkly, yeah.
I like that. I like the
funny.
videos.
I
I was
watched that shit
watching.
for a long time.
I've been fucking with them for a while.
Yeah.
I was watching the was it the bodybuilders, whatever it is, the fucking Pokemon in like the 18th century or fucking type of shit.
Yeah.
That shit. I was just watching that shit the other day.
Yo, they had one where Scorpion was about to get head from Melina. He took out the mask, like, ah! No, that's all right.
Cool.
Like, oh, you okay? Like, nah, just keep the mask on.
Mask on. Fucking mask on. My pick was I had an eventful day yesterday. I did a lot of shit. I went to the movies and I saw Anna.
Oh, come home, Anna? Annabelle, come
Not
home?
Annabelle. Nah, that fucking like female John Wick shit where she like Russian spy. That shit was alright. That shit was pretty straight, man. I was like,
that's salt. That's
yeah. It's like it's not doing nothing new. You've definitely seen this movie before. It is a little bit of a different type of movie than I thought it was gonna be. Going in, viewing it off at the trailer. Yeah. But like after I actually watched it, I was like, oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. Like fucking Russian, right? Russian bitch kicking ass and shooting niggas and fucking banana way on niggas. I was like, all right, cool.
Banana way.
I was like, I fucks with it.
No.
There's a hole in the bucket.
You put the lime in the coconut.
The lime.
Or what's the other song for Beetlejuice?
Kiss the girl.
Kiss the girl. Nah, what's the song for Beetlejuice?
6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot punch.
Daylight come and me want to go home.
Something, right banana.
Daylight come and me want to go home. That. Me said that. Oh.
Y'all gonna go watch that shit.
Telling me banana.
Yo, that sounds like sex.
Yeah.
Me banana.
So my pick.
Sex?
Right. Real sex 22.
Nah.
Remember this nigga fucking recommended a porn?
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yo.
It's on this right now.
That was one of the early episodes.
Oh, I forgot about that.
He recommended it was some porn with some blue chick in it, I think.
Oh shit.
Oh no, it's the Star Wars porn.
Star Wars porn, yeah.
Oh, damn, I forgot about that until right now.
Is it funny? It was funny, he says.
It was funny. Kind of hot too, shit. Fucking green ass Twi'lek.
Yo, don't.
Blurcon about to be sick.
Blurcon about to be nasty.
Bobby gonna
dress up like Daniel Twi'lek.
Bobby gonna see some green bitch, be like, oh, hold up. I'll be back.
Oh man. My pick is Super Mario Maker 2.
Oh,
have you played it?
Yeah, I just copped it and it's crack. It's fun.
Word. Yeah, I was watching some video. Somebody was playing a fucking level. That shit was look crazy.
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
I'm like, yo, what's wrong with people? Like, how your brain work like this?
Yo, and if anyone
who hurt you?
If anyone out there has Super Mario Maker and they would like to make us a level, I mean, you can, and I guess we'll play it on some No Smoke Friday shit.
Yeah, I guess we can do that.
I mean, it'll be fun, you know, fan engagement.
Yeah, you're right.
Stuff like that. So, you know, if you do have a level that you make for us, let us know. Tweet it, DM it, something.
Oh, yeah, check out the Toon Tuesday thing if you.
Oh yeah. So yeah, we're doing something new on Instagram called Toon Tuesday. I forgot the name of the person that suggested it, but shout out to you. Yeah, we trying new shit. I guess this episode was wild. Ooh, this is gonna be fun to listen back to. Okay. So
nigga, fuck me. I'm mad. Did I do that?
No, I'm just saying.
I can't remember if I was like.
Oh man, anything else, man? Anything else, Hushman?
No, I'm good. Just don't let nobody fuck you. Without your permission.
I think
consent is important.
Why do you keep stop talking? Hey, yo, Ninja Vanish. Yo, why do y'all listen to us? Yo, why? Why, man?
Because of shit like that.
Oh, man.
Because of the last 5 minutes, he's fucking the whole show. Because of shit. Yeah. Because dumb shit.
Ninja Vanish.
Shit.
We out of here.
That was funny. Oh, man.